Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It is Apocalypse, it's 6,000 points, and it is a pure Ultramarines army. No allies have been taken. It is pure Ultramarines versus the might of the Tyranids. So it is a defensive line here to be held by the Ultramarines in the face of a full frontal Tyranid assault. Bunker complexes and bastions spread all across this battlefield. A central bunker here to be defended, a firebase here on the left, a double row of emplacements here, Aegis defence line, sandbag emplacements out the front, flak towers all across this table, and then the no man's land here which the Tyranids will be charging across. A wide front attack here for the Ultramarines to try and prevent a breakthrough. Right, welcome to the 6,000 points game of Apocalypse. Pure Tyranids versus pure Ultramarines here. We thought we'd line up just one of the classics here on the channel, and no allies taken by either side, just to add to the epicness here of this fight. It is a big battle here. A lot of Tyranids, a lot of Ultramarines as well. You can see them just on the other side of the board there as well. So we're going to run through the Tyranids. James and I have been working on a list here to fight against the Ultramarines. So we have a brigade here. This is the amount of command points. A brigade, battle forged, a vanguard, and then these spearhead and a double battalion. So that's all the command points that are available. Just to mention about psychic powers. Just going to be regular match play for these. So obviously all the psychers are going to have access to smite. Then I'll spread out the cards and just do the usual rules for that. So I'm just going to activate one power, one of each type of power per psychic phase, just the usual rules for that. So Carnifexes then at the back here. So these are Screamer Killers with the double monstrous scything talons for them. 1, 2, 3 in that brood. Bioacid Maws on those as well. Okay, and then 3 Carnifexes here with enhanced senses, heavy venom cannons, and crushing claws for them. Then we'll move down here to 3 units of warriors, various weapons for them, Death Spitters, Devourers, a heavy venom cannon in that unit just there, rending claws and scything talons for that unit, and then there is a barb strangler for that warrior just there. Unit rippers here, unit 9, then 30 gaunts, 28 gaunts, just the way the points have worked out here. So big blob of them. Then across the back here, 1, 2, 3, 4 brood lords. Never used that many in a game before. Then Tervigon, Exocrine, and then a Tyranofex with that rupture cannon. Then Gene Stealers, 1, 2, 3 units of 20, so 60 of them in total. Then 3 Venom Ropes just here. Then behind them is the Warlord, it's the Hive Tyrant with Strangleform Cannon, Monstrous Lash Rip and Bone Sword for him. Then Hive Guard to try and help protect him in this game. 2 Winged Hive Tyrants. What upgrades have we given those?
4 Devourers on that one.
Okay, alright, so what you see is what you get. Okay, that's fine, and that's the combat version just there. Then 2 Hive Crones here. This is one of the Hive Crones, one of the Tyranid models that we have borrowed from the collection here at the club at SSWG, but 2 of those, we're going to count them as Hive Crones. A Morlock to turn up from the deep as well. And then 1, 2, 3 units of Hormagaunts to rush ahead. 2 Trigons, 1 Prime and 1 regular Trigon. 3 units of Raveners, Death Spitters, or Devourers for them.
They've got rending claws.
Just rending claws for those, okay. And 3 Lictors as well. That's the Tyranid force. It is vast in number. Just to mention some special rules that we're going to play in this game. The Tyranids will be rushing against the Ultramarines' defensive line. James will get advantages for that. So to try and even things up, to give an advantage, or try and make it even here for the Tyranids, we will recycle the infantry units here for them, just the main infantry units. So gaunts, when 20 casualties or more are taken, we'll reform another unit of 20 and bring them back on. Same for the Gene Stealers, same for the Hormagaunts as well. They come on from their table edge to continue to join in the fight. And just to add a bit of synapse as well, we'll do the same for the warriors. When those reach 3 casualties taken, we'll assemble a new legal unit and then put them together and bring them on as well. So Tyranids will have a pretty good never-ending swarm pouring onto the table, just to even things up. But that's the Tyranid list here. Looking forward to this one. This is a big army of Tyranids here. We'll take a look now and see what the Ultramarines have in their force. Alright, so 6,000 points of Ultramarines here. James will take command of these. We thought we'd give them a showcase battle here. James has been working hard on different units, and as I've said to him, get the Storm Ravens painted up. That's what he's done. He's got the bikers rebased and painted up, looking nice as well. And then there's a strong element of Primaris Marines in this army as well, and a whole load of new characters. So a chance for this army to combine together to fight as a great brotherhood of Space Marines here against a common enemy here, the Tyranid threat. So we'll let James run through his list here. 6,000 points of Ultramarines ready for war.
Right, this is my 6,000 points of Ultramarines. It is virtually an entire company of the 2nd. And leading the force today is Roboute Guilliman, Primarch of the Ultramarines himself. His detachment today is Battleforged, Brigade. The Primarch of the 13th grants 3 command points addition. Spearhead. And we have a Supreme Command detachment as well. So his Warlord trait, of course, is a fixed one, so he grants, so whenever he spends command points, he gains the back on a 5+. And accompanying him, we have Tyrannic War Veterans, which is quite fitting for the scenario today. Second in command, we have Captain Akaran. He has the relic, the Sanctic Halo. He gets a 3+ invuln and can deny psychic powers as well. And also we have another relic, which is the Banner of the Emperor Ascendant. So there's 2 relics there for the Ultramarines. So there's a Company Ancient, as the Primaris Ancient, and he's equipped with a bolt rifle. And then we have 2 lieutenants. They're individual lieutenants to make the Supreme Command detachment. We have a lieutenant with power sword, bolt pistol, and a lieutenant equipped with the Stalker bolt rifle. And then for the first time ever, for the Ultramarines, we have a Librarian. He has Smite, Psychic Scourge, and Null Zone. They're very powerful and useful abilities there. We have a Tech Marine, equipped with a full servo harness. He has got a bolt gun and power axe. And then we have the Chaplain that has been repainted up. He has got a Crozius Arcanum and a plasma pistol. And then we have a Space Marine Apothecary. And then we have a Company Champion equipped with the combat shield and bolt pistol and a master crafted power sword. And then we have Company Veterans, Sergeants equipped with a combi melter and a thunder hammer. So his name is Sergeant Bash. And we have a Space Marine, Veteran Space Marine equipped with a plasma gun accompanying him. And then dedicated transport, we have a Razorback equipped with a twin las cannon. And then we have a Thunderfire cannon and Tech Marine. And then we have, for the bulk of the army, we have the troops. We have Tactical Squad number 1. The Sergeant equipped with a power sword and bolt pistol. One of the Space Marines equipped with a heavy bolter and a melter gun. So these are combat squads here. And dedicated transport is a Rhino for them. And then we have 2 Intercessor squads equipped with bolt rifles. And then we have another Tactical Squad number 4. Sergeant is equipped with a power maul and bolt pistol, las cannon, and a plasma gun. Dedicated transport is another Rhino. And then we have Tactical Squad number 5. Sergeant is equipped with a grav pistol power axe. One of the Marines is equipped with the missile launcher and a grav gun. And dedicated transport is a Rhino. And then Tactical Squad number 6. Sergeant is equipped with a chainsword and plasma pistol. And we have another Space Marine equipped with a grav cannon, grav amp, and a flamer for one of the other Marines. Another dedicated transport is the Rhino. And then we have the Assault Marines. Sergeant is equipped with a plasma pistol and combat shield and a thunder hammer. And then one of the other Marines is equipped with a flamer and a plasma pistol. And then debuting on the channel for the first time, we have a unit of Space Marine bikes. The Sergeant is equipped with a power sword, and one of the other Marines is equipped with a plasma gun and a melter gun, and an attack bike equipped with a heavy bolter. And then we have a Devastator squad, sergeants equipped with a combi melter and power fist, and this is one unit, so they're not in combat squads. So we have one missile launcher, one plasma cannon, and one grav cannon, grav amp, and a las cannon. So I did it like that because it's quite a fluffy narrative way of doing a Devastator squad, and the ability to split fire in 8th edition is very good indeed. And then we have a unit of Hellblasters, squad number 10. Well, they're all equipped with the plasma incinerators. And then for the air support, we have a Storm Raven gunship. I'm going to try out the twin plasma cannons, fully magnetised of course, hull mounted twin multi-melter, and Hurricane, 2 sets of Hurricane bolters, and the Storm Strike rockets. Same with this one here, except it's got a twin assault cannon. And then inside the transports we have an ironclad dreadnought. It's all WYSIWYG, so literally what you see is what you get. So you've got a power fist, dreadnought power fist, and a seismic hammer, inbuilt melter gun, 2 hunter killer missile launchers, and the assault fragmentation launchers. And then we have another dreadnought here. We have a assault cannon, power fist, and heavy flamer. And then we have a unit of Inceptors, a unit of 6 of them, and they are in combat squads, and they are equipped with the assault bolters. We have for the spearhead detachment, we have 3 Vindicators equipped with these demolisher cannons and the storm bolters, and we have Sergeant Kronos. He's in the Predator today, so it's twin las cannon and 2 sponson las cannons. And then we have 2 Predator destructors equipped with the Astartes auto cannon and sponson las cannons. Then last but not least, we have 2 whirlwinds. We have 1 Vengeance and 1 Castellan whirlwind, and that roughly works out 6,000 points.
Alright, so that's the list that James has put together here. It's great to see all these Ultramarines being painted up, and we'll zoom in later on and see all these characters as they're set up and fighting away during the game. But Guilliman leads them here. A great responsibility upon his shoulders here to halt this Tyranid breakthrough along this defensive line. But James certainly has the army to block the Tyranids here. Loads of heavy firepower, lots of Space Marines, air support as well. It's a nicely balanced, fluffy army. We'll go on to scenario and deployment next. Okay, so the scenario here, it's a nice fluffy scenario here, just to immerse ourselves in a defensive line trying to withstand a Tyranid onslaught. So very straightforward. So 6 objectives on the board. We've got a few tweaks here just to make this interesting. So objective number 5 is just here on this right hand side. We're going to say that James is allowed to deploy up to halfway across the board. I'm not sure whether he'll want to go that far into no man's land, but that's the option that he has when he deploys. The board edge ends where the line of this building is, so that's where the table stops, just there. So objective number 5 is just there. Each of these is worth 3 victory points. To James if he holds them, to the Tyranids if they capture them. Objective number 4 is here. Objective number 6 is just here. Objective number 2 inside this bunker. Objective number 3 just here right inside the bunker. And objective number 1 is on the Imperial Firebase just here. So there's no option for the Tyranids. They have to attack with all of their might here and drive the Ultramarines off of as many objectives as possible. I'm not sure how this game's going to go. Ultramarines may well repulse the Tyranids here. It may be an even game, or it could be a slaughter. The Tyranids will push the Ultramarines off the edge of this board. And what humiliation that would be for Guilliman. So we've also added in some interesting twists here to this game. So what we've said, just an incentive here to kill the Ultramarines. If Guilliman's killed, it's 3 victory points to the Tyranids. If he remains alive, the Ultramarines will get 3 victory points. So incentive for the Tyranids to go after him, and incentive for James to be careful with Guilliman as well. Then there's going to be 2 victory points available. Dead or alive, Captain Akaran, the second in command, and also 1 victory point if the colours are lost. If this banner is destroyed, and the colours are lost, then it's 1 victory point for the humiliation of losing the colours just there. Or if James keeps the colours flying during the game, then he gets a victory point for them. Just some more victory points available for the Ultramarines in this battle. Then further advantage here for the Ultramarines, going to get use of the bunkers. So going to play bunker rules here, which is if you move, it's just +1 to your cover save. If your unit remains stationary, entirely stationary, +2. They get +2. Okay, so in here, also in this one, and then also inside the firebase just here as well. Then James will also get full use of the automated systems here, the Icarus, las cannons and auto cannons, the quad turrets just there as well. They are here. 2 las cannons here, here, here. There's one right at the top of the tower just here. There's also one down here. These will be a scourge for the Tyranid flyers, and there's one las cannon just at the top. And then also James will get full use here of this plasma obliterator just there. The Tyranids may need to send a few Carnifexes in to smash that thing to pieces. We'll use chapter approved rules for that. Perfect. Okay, so a lot of advantages there for the Ultramarines. So we have added in a further advantage for the Tyranids here. So for the Tyranids, we've said we're going to recycle the infantry as soon as they reach 20, either the Gaunts, Gene Stealers or Hormogaunts. Then we'll just recycle and bring them back on. Same for the Warriors, and then just add a bit of flavour here so the game just keeps nice and interesting towards the latter stages of the game. For all of the monsters here, so individual monsters, not worried about broods here, but all of the individual monsters and the flyers and the other units as well, they will come back on the roll of a 6. So there's a slight chance that larger monsters will reappear at any turn during the game. So once they're dead, they're not dead. They could come back on the roll of a 6. So expect to see a few monsters and flyers come back here and there, just to add further weight to this Tyranid onslaught. So if there's 10 spare, I can bring them out of the Tervagon just here. That's another option as well. She can generate new Gaunts each turn. Yep. Okay. So I actually don't think I have any spare of these in the box. So she'll not be able to breed any fresh models until some of them die. Okay. Then for psychic powers, just to keep things very straightforward, here all of the Hive Tyrants have Psychic Scream and Catalyst for them. Then Psychic Scream for the Tervagon, and then for the Broodlords, I'll give them all the Horror. So nice and straightforward. Obviously, all of the Psychics here have access to Smite, which we hope to make good use of here in this battle. Looking forward to this one. I really don't know how this one's going to go. Tyranids, a powerful army. Can't wait to see them get into combat if they can. And then the Ultramarines, certainly a strong defence. They've got a good defensive line set up, and their Primarch is with them as well. So full of confidence for them also. So we know what the scenario is. We know the armies and the rules. We will now go on to deployment next. We'll start placing models on the table. Yeah, so the way we're going to work deployment here for the Ultramarines is the vast majority of James's army is going to start the game on the board, and then he can bring in turn 1 onwards his reserves, which will be things like the Assault Marines, the Inceptors as well, the Bikers he can have as a mobile reserve, they'll come on also, and then the Flyers as well can come on turn 1, just the rules we're going to play for Apocalypse here. Most of James's army will already be on the table, but he'll have a tactical reserve that he can deploy turn 1 onwards. So Tyranids will not deploy on the table, they will just come on turn 1. Any units that deep strike on will follow the usual rules, that's Trigons for example, they'll be coming up turn 2 onwards anywhere that they want. So the Tyranids will have to wait for those to arrive. Morlock as well, units like that will pop up turn 2 onwards. But again, the vast majority of the Tyranid force will pile onto the table all along this battlefield edge, do a normal move, advance, will be allowed to charge if they can as well. So that's just the usual rules there for that. So we'll let the Ultramarines start their deployment now. We'll see what kind of battle line James is able to form. It's quite a long stretch. It is 6,000 points of Ultramarines, but they have to deploy all the way along here, right to the edge of these buildings just over there. It is a long line of Ultramarines to defend. Alright, so deployment done here for the Ultramarines. The defensive line stretching from one side of this battlefield to the other in preparation for this Tyranid attack. Tactical squad manning the barricades just here. Aegis defense line. Triple Predator along here. Kronos just anchoring on the left-hand side. Tech Marine just behind them to aid and to help repair those. Then another Tech Marine here with a Thunder 5 cannon just at the back. Company Champion.
Yep.
Just there. Tyranid War Veterans just out of sight, ready to move. One Primaris Lieutenant here at the top on objective number 1, along with a tactical squad just manning the barricades, stretching across just here. 2 Rhinos ready to fire with their Storm Bolters. Then here, this is the main defence here. So Guilliman in the heart of this bunker defence system here. Tactical squad out the front, filling in the lower barricade area just there. Then behind them a line of Primaris Marines, a squad of intercessors here on the right and on the left. There's a Librarian here as well, and the great banner as well, the Primaris banner, just being held here next to Guilliman. Also, Incinerators just behind them, just hidden away for now. And then also a reserve here. James is not going to deep strike these in, but instead is going to hold back the Assault Marines here, perhaps to drive back the Tyranids with a counter-attack from those. And then 2 Whirlwinds here inside the bunker, ready to fire out with their barrage weaponry. So looking good so far. Triple Vindicator here on this side, and then the Bastion here has been defended by the Devastator squad on top. Nice commanding view for them. And then there is company veterans just here hidden at the bottom. Primaris Lieutenant, Captain Akaran, the Apothecary just there as well, and then also the Chaplain there clad in his black armour. 1 tactical squad man in the barricades down here, 2 Rhinos, and then the Razorback with the double las cannon on the extreme right hand side. A little bit weaker on this extreme flank. Tyranids may well try and exploit that, but really a lot of points now in this area here. Double objective, Guilliman and the banner. This is a hot spot here for points to be picked up, perhaps the most heavily defended part of the board as well. So do the Tyranids go straight for the centre, or do they try and wrap around the flanks, or just give a general assault all across the board? We'll have to see. So reserves for the Ultramarines here. The 2 Storm Raven gunships are allowed to fly on turn 1, each of those carrying a Dreadnought, and then the Bikers can come on turn 1 onwards, and then also the Inceptors if James wishes to bring those on, but they will need to come on following the usual rules. So if they come on turn 1, it'll have to be within James's deployment zone. That's up to halfway across the board. So still they'll be able to land and pretty much shoot at anyone they want. If they want to land right where the Tyranids are advancing, we'll have to see, or James may well hold those off till later on in the battle. Alright, so that's deployment done. The forces are arrayed here. The Ultramarines have spread themselves out all across the table. Looking good, looking strong. Tyranids preparing to burst onto the scene here. So there's no need to roll off. We know who's going first. It will be the Tyranids. Bit of an advantage there for them. They'll get to pick and choose whereabouts along this edge each of these units arrive. And obviously they're going to get the first round of shooting also against these entrenched Ultramarines. Can the Ultramarines hold? Will Guilliman survive? Can they keep the banner flying throughout the battle? And Captain Akran, can he survive this epic fight as well? We'll have to see. We're going to go on to turn 1. Tyranids prepare to advance. The tide is coming. The Ultramarines stand against them. Alright, so turn 1 will commence here. Tyranid's about to arrive. The Ultramarines have had their chance to go on parade. Now the real fight can start. We'll start bringing these Tyranids onto the board. This is the scary moment here. The rumbling can be heard in the distance. The sound of millions of creatures and monsters headed towards this Ultramarines battle line. The Ultramarines brace themselves. Any mere mortal would be terrified. But these are Space Marines. We shall know no fear. Yes, okay, right. The chants start here, brimming with confidence as usual from the Space Marines. But as the game degenerates into into a slaughter, the Ultramarines may well lose heart. But I don't think they will, as long as the Primarch remains alive. We'll go on to turn 1 movement now for the Tyranids. Right, so movement is complete here for the Tyranids. You can see the big red line stretching all the way across the board. So Hormagaunts are going to attack on this flank. 1, 2, 3 units, all of them advancing. Not too far. Advance roll has been pretty poor on this first turn, so they've all gone roughly between 8 and 10 inches across the table. That's the distance they have to cover to reach the Ultramarines. 2 Hive Crones will support them, moving in this direction. Then 2 Hive Tyrants have flown straight towards Guilliman's position here to lend some fire support and smite. Then behind them, I'm going to throw 60 Gene Stealers and 4 Broodlords.
Bring it on.
Oh, James. Oh, dear, I'd love to get these Gene Stealers stuck in. Again, rolling pretty poor for their advanced moves this turn, so about 11 inches the furthest one went just there. They could have gone a bit further, but that's the distance they've gone. In amongst them is 2 Broodlords just here. There's a Broodlord just over here just to lend some synapse support to the Hormagaunts. Then behind them, the Hive Tyrant here and the Tyrant Guard moving up as well. Then on this flank, I've gone for Warriors and Gaunts to attack here. So, unit of Warriors there, here as well in the middle, a unit advancing to here as well. All of them advancing, just trying to move up as quick as possible. 2 units of Gaunts just here, another Broodlord there on the left-hand side of this Gene Stealer unit. One of the Carnifexes are rolled nice and high for that. So that went 7 plus 6 for its moves. That one's gone the furthest. 2 of them advancing just behind. More Carnifexes here with the heavy Venom cannons. Venom Ropes just at the back to grant a bit of protection to these monsters here. And then the Exocrine, Tyrannifex, Tervigon moving and advancing pretty quick. And then the unit of Gaunts here on the left-hand side. So gone for a bit of a powerful strike force here for firepower and for combat in this area to drive in this direction here, and then a full frontal Gene Stealer attack to go dead centre with a nice bit of psychic ability as well, and then just to tie up this flank and harass James's Ultramarines. I'm sending in the Gaunts here and a few flyers just to preoccupy James whilst we slaughter him in the centre of the table. That's the plan. Tyranids have moved. There are some reserves here, so these units will come on next turn. Turn 2, anywhere they want on the table. Rippers, Lictors, 3 units of Raveners, Trigon Prime, and the Morlock as well, so they're to come on later. Alright, so movement's done. Tyranids, I think, stand a good chance here in this game, but it's early days here. We're going to Psychic Phase next. So we're going to play the beta rules, obviously, for Smite, so it's going to get 1 point harder every time that we use it. We'll see what other Psychic powers we can cast as well. So we'll get Psychic Phase done next. Alright, so Psychic Phase finished here. Not too bad from the Tyranids. Smite being cast here, and Psychic Scream as well, which James blocked. But 2 lots of Smite got through, and 3 Space Marines have been brought down by that power. Then, as we cast Catalyst from here onto him, so 5 pluses to ignore wounds when James attacks him. Other Smite units here are all out of range, so we didn't get any extra Smite from there. This has been knocked down 2 wounds, Smite cast from the Tervigon here, gradually trying to destroy this tower. Yeah, no, the banner's been granted. The Marines that died were firing here. James caused a wound, which we failed. We had to make a number of saves, but we failed one of them, and then our command re-rolled it and passed, so a command point has been used up for that from a big pool of command dice that the Tyranids have. James may well be able to try and generate. Are you able to generate command points if we use them?
No, I don't steal them. No.
Does it steal? Okay, no, that's Esther Militarum. which we've been playing recently. Okay, that's psychic phase finished. Pretty straightforward here for the Tyranids, causing a few casualties. We'll go on to shooting phase next. I think it'll be limited shooting in this area, but we'll be able to let loose some firepower, especially from this side. Interesting to see how much damage we can cause. We'll go on to turn 1 shooting now for the Tyranid Horde. Alright, so we'll kickstart the firepower here with the Rupture Cannon. Going to fire at these, yes, so we'll have a go. Need 5s here because we moved. Do get a hit. 3s for a wound. Does wound. So -3. James is going to save here a 6+, otherwise it will be d6 damage here. So a chance to cause a bit of trouble here. Unless he rolls a 6. Blast! Okay, well done, James. Good one. Heavy venom cannons next from these. So,
did you advance?
Yeah, we did advance.
Enhanced senses.
Yes, that's right. Right, so we'll be on forced hit then. Oh, right, very good. No. These didn't advance. These have gone 7 to there.
Oh, they have a move
stopped.
characteristic 7.
Yes, they do. Yeah, can't affect us yet. So actually, we'll be on freeze to hit then, won't we?
Yeah.
D3 shots first one. 2 shots. Need 3s going after the same target. 2 hits. Strength 9. 3s for wounds. I'm going to reroll this. Why not? Which we pass. We lose another command point. And then that's strength 9 coming through. Okay, so 5 up saves here for James to try and block these. He's found 1. There's another one coming through, James. So
That's
another save to make here of 5+ again.
nope.
No, it's 3 damage a time.
I might as well do a command roll.
Oh, nervous here at the start. Or does he let it go? 6 damage will come through if he doesn't block it.
It's going to get targeted.
Right.
It'll be a waste, so.
That's right, sacrifice. Okay.
Sacrifice must be made.
Okay. Yeah, because you've only got about 25 command points left, so you do need to to save them. Okay. So you're not going to reroll now?
No.
Okay, right. The damage comes through. Damage 6. Right, second card effects here. It's going quite well. D3 shots. Come on. Just the one. 3's for a hit, though. Yes. And 2 is a failure to wound. And the last one is 3 shots. This is better. 3's for hits. No wound. Failed. God, I should have done a bit better there with those other 2. Okay, so just 6 damage. That means there's 5 wounds left, and James has reached the damage bracket. We have the Exocrine left to fire next. Same target with the Exocrine. 5s though, because we moved. Do get 3 hits. And no, we're looking for 5s to wound. It's strength 7. James is actually toughness 8, so failed to wound. Alright, so we'll look around for other firepower. Be a little bit here to do. The warriors can fire. There's some firepower here, but the main bulk of the Tyranid heavy firepower has been completed. So we'll get the rest of this shooting resolved here, see what kind of damage we can do. Alright, so shooting phase complete here. Finish the rest of the firepower. We tried to knock more wounds down on the Vindicator. It's down to 5. No further damage coming through. Firing Death Spitters, Devourers, Stranglethorn Cannon, Venom Cannon firing through as well, and just struggling to cause any damage. That toughness 8, nice protection there for that Vindicator, but it is on a damage bracket here, so that will affect its firepower. We've moved these 2 flyers back. I've moved them 24. It's meant to be 16 for the Winged Hive Tyrants. They've gone to there. They didn't advance. That hasn't affected the psychic phase. The damage can remain just there. They are still in range 18. And then we fired the twin Devourers.
2 sets of twin devourers.
Right, they fired through. James's bunker save protecting him. No further damage taken there. And the draw cannons here. Again, James's bunker save protecting them nicely as well. So it's going to be hard to root out the Ultramarines with firepower. The Tyranids will need to get to the grips at close range. With combat will be the best way to flush them out if they can get close enough. A lot of stuff here for the Ultramarines. There's tons of stuff for the Ultramarines to shoot. It'll be their firepower that's going to need to slow these Tyranids down. This horde is immense in size, but it's some distance away here at the moment. We'll see how effective James's firepower will be when we go on to his turn. So we'll go on to assault phase here. The Hive Crones actually may well be able to get an assault in here, so we'll see what they can do. Other than that, it could be an extreme range of 12. We'll check this one as well for these, so we'll get some charges and Overwatch rolled up next. Okay, so charges have been resolved here. We attempted to charge here with both of these winged hive tyrants. About 10-inch charge needed here, and about 11-inch charge needed there. Both have failed. James overwatched twice and caused no damage there from the tactical squad. So that's that resolved. We charged here. I don't think we do too much damage in close combat. We can harass these marines with the scything wings that these crones have. So this one's made it in and took damage from...
Crack grenade from the sergeant.
A crack grenade from the sergeant, okay.
And a plasma gun round.
Okay.
Didn't supercharge.
So
One.
drop down to 8 wounds left on this hive crone. It can still function at full capacity, but damage has come through. And this one here took no damage, plunging into the rhino. So 4's to hit here against the tactical squad. You're all in 1s. And then 3's for a wound, yes. And it's -1. Yeah, no, it's -2. So 5 up save. No, so Marine here is shredded here by the hive crone. Alright, so then we'll go against the rhino. We do get the hits actually. Try and get some wounds. A wound does come through. 5 up save. Nope, and it's D3 damage. Just the one. Okay, 1 wound taken on the rhino, down to 9. So James just consolidating now, or piling in with the Marines just here. I don't think they'll all get to fight. So we'll work out his attacks next. Okay, so Sergeant's got a power maul here. 3's to hit. 2 hits.
Strap 6.
Okay.
AP -1. 1 damage.
3's to wound. 1 wound comes through. -1. 5 up save. Does save. Regular Marines fighting now. Looks like about 4 of them. So the idea is just to harass this flank here with these hive crones and the Hormagaunts, just to give James something to think about, to tie up 1/3 of his army with not too many points worth of stuff, and then to try and hit him harder in the middle and on the left hand flank. That's the plan. So Marines fighting here, combat knives drawn. 5's for wounds. A wound does get through. 4 up save. No, so we drop another wound down to 7. And that is, or the rhino can fight back here.
Yep. So I have 3 attacks.
3 attacks.
1 hit. 1 wound.
Wound comes through. 4 up. Saved. Alright. That is the end of the combats now. And that is the end of the turn. Yes, turn 1 finished here for the Tyranids. So we've seen a broad advance from them. Steady advance, some firepower coming through. We've half destroyed a Vindicator. The Psychic Phase was quite effective as well, but that's about it. Quite tame to some degree. Tyranids will be more deadly the closer they get. Question is, can the Ultramarines hold back the tide? We'll go on to turn 1 now for the Ultramarines. They've had to sit and watch the Tyranid advance here, but now they are visible targets. The Ultramarines brace themselves, ready to respond to this Tyranid advance with firepower of their own. They will stand firm for the Emperor here and fight to the death for their beloved Primarch. Turn 1 coming up next for the Ultramarines. So James just contemplating his moves here at the moment on turn 1. He knows where the Tyranids have arrived, the vast majority of their forces now on the board. James does have some reserves he can bring on. Inceptors, Bikers can come on along James's back line, and then double Storm Raven, double Dreadnought available as well. So where there's pressure along the line, the air power can come in and try and provide some fire support and deliver those Dreadnoughts as well. So James, that's a good option for the Ultramarines to have wherever there's a weakness, perhaps on James's right hand flank. You may need to cover that area with some reserves coming in. So the options are available. Morale, yeah, no problem. Just morale being covered there from the smite damage coming through. Yeah, there's not a single Ultramarine going to run away whilst Guilliman's just there. Okay, we'll let James make his moves. I'd imagine most units are going to remain where they are. They have to hold on to these objectives. So expect the Ultramarines just to remain firm and steady. Some slight adjustments, and we may well see some of the reserves start to arrive. We're saying James's deployment zone is up to halfway, so he can bring in units like the Inceptors. So we're saying that the deployment zone is halfway, so James could bring the Inceptors in to that area if he wants to, or he may well hold them off for a bit later on. We'll see what he decides to do. One thing's for sure, it's probably not a good idea to try and land later on around this area, because Tyranid reinforcements will be pouring on, and any units landing there would be landing in amongst Tyranid. So yeah, any deep strikers will need to be careful. The Inceptors, a gap may appear at the back later on, but Tyranid reinforcements will be coming along this edge, so it's not a healthy place to be. So James may well need to bring them down in support instead, somewhere in amongst his own battle line there with those Inceptors. We'll see what he decides to do. Some movement to do here, some adjustments to take place. I think he's pulling out of combat here against the Hive Crane. Okay, so movement complete here for the Ultramarines. Tactical squad pulling back out of combat along with the Rhinos. They've fallen back as well. Tyrannic War Veterans have moved up, ready to fire. Pretty much remaining stationary with all of these units along here. The line hasn't faltered or moved an inch on top. No, not an inch moved. And then here, holding position here with these, and everybody else seems pretty happy where they are, which is a good sign. And then this weakened flank has been assisted now by the double Storm Raven gunship and the 2 Dreadnoughts currently inside. So nice bit of firepower available from them, just to bolster up this side. That's the great advantage of having these reserves that can come on. They do look glorious. Double Storm Raven here for the Ultramarines. They do look really good. Alright, so we'll go on to Psychic Phase next for the Ultramarines on turn 1. Alright, so Psychic Phase complete here. Smite was cast, which we then blocked. Then Psychic Scourge was then cast, which we failed to stop using a command reroll. Still went through. 3 mortal wounds caused on this Hive Tyrant here, so 9 wounds left. That Psychic Phase done, just the one Librarian there, conjuring up all that he can, doing his bit.
The Emperor protects.
Oh, yes, okay. I've had to listen to quotes from the Ultramarines film here and various slogans from the Ultramarines here, but all voices will fall silent in only a matter of time once the Tyranid tide sweeps all before them. We'll go on to shooting phase now. Perhaps a critical point in a way. James needs to cause as much damage as possible here to try and stop this tide of models. He just surely doesn't have the firepower to deal with all of this. He says he does. Right, we're going to shooting phase next. All right, so orbital bombardment. James is kicking off here. It's Guilliman calling in support. 2 inches. You are going to catch at least these 2 and him. Possibly Venom Ropes. I think you might be out of range 2 inches here. Yeah, it's just short of that. Needs to roll better than the 2. But anyway, catching these. So this one.
4 plus. And you suffer D3 mortal wounds.
Nice. That's a good start.
D3. So you take 2.
2 on that one.
Next one.
Next one here. This is good. Orbital bombardment coming in here. Ouch, another 2. And then the exocrine as well.
Yep.
Yes.
D3.
It's rolled a 6 there. And a 6 again. So 3, 2 and 2. Excellent orbital bombardment here. But yes, we know. It's coming from Guilliman over there. One use only. Okay, that's been used up. But nicely coordinated from him. Ultramarines well networked here. This is impressive stuff. We'll distribute these wounds now. Okay, so we're going to capture a bit of the bigger weaponry fire coming through here. So there's twin laser cannon at the back from the Razorback. Who are you going to go after with the Twin lanes, you got no. Him. Oh, okay. 2 shots, Steam 3s. One hit comes through. 3 star wound. Strength 9, toughness 8. No. Okay. Just going to use this command point for this phase here.
5+ to regain.
Cock dice. Okay.
Yep.
So it's -3. No cover. Just a fence really to try and stop the damage from coming through. So 6. No, failed. All right. So D6 damage. Just a 2 knocked off of the Tyranids. Storm Raven next. Tons of firepower available. Double. James has already declared here. Double multi-melter into him.
It's -1 to hit, so I just want to shoot the venom first.
Oh, sorry. Yes, right. Gotcha. No, okay. So he's going to fire the 2 hurricane bolters. Going to try and reduce these down. He just needs to kill one of them, and then we lose the bonus for monsters. So he's outside of range 12, just by a short distance. So he'll get 12 shots instead of 24. Forced to hit, yes, -1 for the venom ropes. With toughness 4, so forced to wound.
4.
4 get through. So 5 up save here, no cover. We failed past none of them. And we lose 1, and now the monster protection is over. So that's a good result there. Now James can fire any monster he wants with no restriction. So it's important they're getting the order right there with the firepower. Okay, so now onto the missiles then. 2 Storm Strike rockets into this one.
Yep, so only 3s to hit now.
3s.
2 hits.
2 hits, yeah.
So strength 9.
3s to wound.
So strength 8. That's 2 wounds.
2 wounds. And the minus?
AP -3.
Okay, so 6 up saves here. We save 1.
3 damage.
Straight 3 damage. So we go from 6 down to 3. This Carnifex is officially now in trouble. Just there.
Twin plasma
Yes.
into that one there.
That one. Plasma going into that one.
There's 2d3 shots, supercharging. So that's 5 shots, needing 3s. Any rolls or 1's a mortal wound. So I'll take 2 mortal wounds. It's down to 12. There's 2 hits.
2 hits, yeah.
Strength 8.
3 sore wounds. To get through. 6 is to try and block. Drop block 1. Alright, so 2 damage come through. Drop from 8 down to 6. So 12 wounds left here, but a spread of wounds coming through against these monstrous creatures. None of them removed yet, but all of them taking some damage. These Carnifexes here in trouble. This one's only got 3 wounds left. These starting to take damage as well. So James is starting to get the wounds coming through. Yeah, double melter shot coming through. Now this could cause a lot of trouble. It does get the 1 hit coming through here.
Strength 8, toughness 8.
Ooh, force to wound. Comes through. -4, yep, okay.
12.
So I can't do anything about this.
Yeah.
Choosing the best.
So I choose the 5.
Chooses the 5. Ouch, we drop down to 7 wounds left now on the Tyranids. Alright, so the next Storm Raven here. Storm Strike rockets are going to go into...
That wounded Carnifex.
They're all wounded. This one.
Yeah, that one.
Because you just need... It's 3 damage.
Yeah.
Right, you need 1 success here and it's brought down. Okay. 3s. 1 hit. 3s again.
Wounded.
Wounds.
Yeah. 3.
A 6 to save this beast. No, it's gone. So it's not quite big enough to...
It should
to go mad and kill other things. So we don't roll up for it, just remove it from play. So that's that Carnifex brought down. Not playing First Blood here for Apocalypse, because it's a bit ridiculous. Okay, so, or Line Breaker, and then Slay the Warlord. We've already got rules for that. James can pick up a point if he does kill the Warlord, which I've declared as him, and then there's 3 points for killing Guilliman anyway, so a super Warlord there to try and take out. Okay.
This one into that one.
Yes.
Twin multi-mower. Missed.
Ooh.
And the
Twin assault cannon.
Cannon's going to shoot at
Yeah,
the
so he's going to fire some infantry now. He's going to fire at some infantry. So twin assault cannon to the warriors. What about your double hurricane bolters
Going to shoot at the
in the gaunts? Right, okay, we'll get that resolved there. Just some shooting here against the infantry. Okay, so Storm Raven firepower finished here. 9 gaunts blasted away by the hurricane bolters. Twin assault cannon brought down one of the warriors. So that's that done. Onto the Devastator squad now. They're way up the top there. Very hard to reach. Nice commanding position on the battlefield. So
Las cannon into the Tyranids.
Les cannon, off you go. 3+. Are you going to use a signum to guide him?
Yes, he's going to get 2+ to hit.
2+ to hit. Does get his hit. 3's to end. His strength 9, toughness 8 against the Tyranifex. Does wound. 6 up here. Just try and block this, otherwise there's trouble. No. So you'll not kill it. We've got 7 wounds left, but he can cause trouble. Oh, no. Okay, just the one. Drop down to 6 wounds here. Left. There's a missile launcher up there as well.
Crack shot, same target.
Same target, right? 3+. 4s this time. Oh, he gets it.
AP -2.
-2, so we get a decent enough save. No, and this is actually D6 damage. Just the one again. This Tyranifex has taken a lot of firepower here, but still alive. There is a...
Grav cannon, grav amp.
Yes, into him. James has already measured his in range.
4 shots. Needing 3s. Rerolling 1s because we're in 6 of Captain Acheron. All hit. And it's strength 5, AP -3, and you've got a 3 up save, haven't you? D3 points of damage instead.
Right.
So grav amplify. That is a failure, because only strength 5 it's toughness 7.
Ooh. Okay, and the last one is plasma.
Yeah, it's going to supercharge, so it's D3 shots.
And your target is the same one, front one.
Shots.
Into him?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And needing 3s to hit. It's a hit.
3's to win.
That's a wound. AP
-3. Again, 6 up save required. No, it's 2 damage taken. Alright, so Devastator's finished. Vindicators next. James will decide how he wants to fire them, and then we'll let him press on with the rest of his firepower here. Okay, so shooting, pressing on here. James just rolling away with his attacks. These Vindicators have fired through. They put wounds on the Carnifex, and then it was finished off by, is it Vengeance rounds it's called from this thing?
Yeah, that's Castellan, which fired at the Termagants. That's Vengeance rounds fired at the Carnifex.
Which finished it off. Okay, so that finished off that, and then the other one fired here, causing some more casualties here on the gaunts. They've taken 10 in total. Wounds have come in here against the Winged Hive Tyrant. That's firepower from the Primaris Marines. Also, Flak Missile. James using a stratagem there and causing 2 mortal wounds against him. And I've got some saves to make here. By the looks of it, that's from Boltify.
Yep.
3 up save. Oh, curses. Right, okay, so we drop another 2 wounds. Down to 3 now. Winged Hive Tyrant in a spot of bother here. So he's rerolling hits and wounds here for Guilliman, helping out his beloved friends here with his sphere of influence. Alright, so Winged Hive Tyrant's still alive, but it's in trouble here, just 3 wounds left. James now firing a grav gun, getting his hits in 4s. He's rerolling to wound. Wound comes through. -3. Not saved. Uh-oh. 5 or 6 to kill. Almost. 1 wound left on the Winged Hive Tyrant. It's in a sorry state. This thing's surely going to drop out of the sky any minute now. Okay, so we're over halfway through the shooting. We'll let James press on with his firepower here. Okay, so more shooting resolved here. Primaris Marines firing across, finished off the Winged Hive Tyrant, so he's gone. Then across here, Hive Crones destroyed as well. That was firepower coming in from the Predators. Tactical squad there, and here, Tyrannic War Veterans firing through as well, combining their firepower to bring those flyers down. James can't ignore them, he has to deal with them, but it's all part of the plan for the Tyranids. Whilst James deals with flyers, look at this. The main bulk really hasn't been touched. Not too much of an option, and James has to deal with the flyers. They have to go. They can't be allowed to have free reign, but in doing so, it's created a time gap here for the main Tyranid battle line to continue its advance. It's virtually intact all the way along the line. Just here, just 1 Gene Stealer killed. That was from a Tremor Shell round. James using a stratagem for that from the Thunderfire cannon over there. 1 casualty taken. What's their restriction?
What's that?
This unit here.
Their movement is halved.
Movement halved. They can still advance?
Yes, but you add it together.
Right, okay, right, so it's all halved down, so that slows them down. 2 units will be able to move at normal speed, but this one's been slowed down. Alright, so all that's left to shoot actually is the automated systems here. So you can see the Icarus las cannons, the quad turrets as well. They have to fire at closest targets.
Yeah, that one has.
Okay, and there's this one to resolve as well. We'll resolve the firepower from these automated systems just to add a little bit of help here for the Ultramarines. Alright, so the flak gun over here has caused 2 casualties, had to fire against them. The other flak guns and the Icarus las cannons as well, trying to fire on the Winged Hive Tyrant, and no hits, no wounds coming through, no damage coming through. A couple of saves actually, past 2.
Yeah,
This thing has to fire at the closest. This plasma obliterator has to go closest target,
There's no
which
occupants inside, that's why.
no
There's
occupants.
occupants
Right? Yes. Well, you can occupy it if you want, but I don't know who'd want to. The fence is not going to hold the Carnifexes back. But 2 wounds taken here on the Tervigon, so 12 wounds left just there, and all the other automated systems actually missed.
Yeah.
So that's shooting phase entirely finished. Do you have any assaults to make? Don't think so. All right. Well, that ends turn 1 here for the Ultramarines. They've blown away. A lot of the flyers have been dealt with, so that's mission accomplished there. This weakened flank definitely has been bolstered here by the presence of these 2 Storm Ravens, and they're pretty effective and impressive firepower from them. Carnifexes, 2 of them brought down, other wounds coming through as well on these Tyranid monstrous creatures. So Tyranids trying to be cunning here and attacking on this flank. Ultramarines responding with their own firepower there. But look at this, the 60 Gene Stealers here. There's 59 of them left. There's Broodlords, the Hive Tyrant as well. He's heading straight towards Roboute Guilliman himself. Okay, 2 more damage coming through here. This was from
Lieutenant.
a Lieutenant.
Range 36.
Range 36 Stalker pattern bolt rifle. He's just, James, point him out for us. He's just there. He fired through and has caused 2 wounds, and that Carnifex. It screeches out in pain, but continues to surge ahead. Right, so turn 1's finished. We're going to the second turn now for the Tyranids. Looking forward to getting this advance moving, and also to start bringing on some deep striking reserves as well. The terror from the deep is about to emerge as this Tyranid tide continues to crash against the Ultramarine defensive line. And on 6s, we may get some of these flyers and monsters back as well. Right, so movement phase here. The Tyranids continue their advance, heading towards the Ultramarines here. Dear me, I've not seen the like of this here. Look at it spread all the way across the board here. So, panic stations.
No.
James is giggling here because of an incident with a Morlock, but we'll cover that in just a moment. So, up on this left-hand side, you can see some deep strikers have arrived. 2 units, or 3 units of Raveners, another unit just there, all keeping 9 inches away from everybody. And then Unit of 10 Gaunts, they were birthed from the Big Mama here. She gave birth just to them. They've then moved up. Tervigon's moved up on the left-hand side, advancing. These have advanced 12 inches in total. These remain stationary just to fire their weapons at better effect. Carnifexes have moved up 7, the 2 damaged ones here. They've been joined by a fresh Carnifex, which has come on from reserved and advanced. Rolled a 6 for that. These 2 Carnifexes have moved up as well. This one in front rolling particularly well. Gaunts all advancing. Gene Stealers advancing here. Warriors moving and not advancing, except this unit of 3 with the Rending Claws. Raveners or Ripper Swarms have turned up just here, keeping 9 inches away just to join the assault as well. And then the Broodlord just in the middle. Double Broodlord moving up here and advancing. This unit of Gene Stealers advancing as well. The Hive Tyrant Guard moving up. He's just moved. These have advanced a little bit slower. Only rolled a 1 for their advance move. These rolled really well for their advance, but halved because of the tremor shells coming through. Hormagaunts all advancing. They'll not get to charge, but covering ground quite well. And the Broodlord just here in amongst them. And then we rolled for the Hive Crone. That came back. The other one didn't. On a 6, so that's flown on 30 inches again to harass the Ultramarines just there. Winged Hive Tyrants shifted to the right to use his psychic powers and shoot. And then 3 Lictors have turned up, and the Trigon Prime and the regular Trigon all keeping 9 inches away, getting ready to charge. It is Hive Fleet to bear them off here, so we will be re-rolling charges here with their hyper adaptation, helping them with their charges. So that is movement. Yes, the Morlock landed here, and what's it called? Allspec scan. Yeah, James played that with the Hellblasters, yeah, and blew it off the table very, very quickly. We did cause a few mortal wounds.
Didn't supercharge. It did supercharge, but no mortal wounds.
Yes, no, you're fine. So a mortal wound taken on that squad. It landed right here. Mortal wound, killed a Marine, a mortal wound on there, and that's all the damage it did before it was blasted to pieces. Its smoking hulk sent back down into the hole from whence it came. So across here. We've seen these landing. Okay, so I think we've pretty much covered all of the movement here. Are you panicking yet?
No, we shall have fear.
Oh, they're stubborn to have to teach. We'll have to teach the Ultramarines a lesson here to respect. It's all about respect. Respect the Tyranids. We'll show you how to respect them. Look at the tide. It's unstoppable. and more units pouring on. It's not enough for the infantry units to return. No, so there was 10 casualties, so we just recycled those for the Tervagon spawning those, and that's it. But we've had one Hive Grand return and one Carnifex on 6s, just to bolster this tide as it moves up. Reserves like that will become less relevant, especially slower moving creatures as they come on here, because that's quite a distance to cover. But for flyers, it's helpful if we roll a 6 and get one or two of them back. That's movement done. We're going to Psychic phase now, see how effective the Tyranids can be as more Psychers come within range. Okay, Psychic phase finished pretty good here actually. The tactical squad is gone. It's been smitten and screamed at, and they have succumbed here to the psychic might of the Tyranids. So tactical squad removed.
Done some damage though with the banner.
Yes, with the help of the banner, James brought down 3 of the Gene Stealers here, and then was it a missile launcher firing across?
They failed to activate. Needed a 3+ for the banner. Didn't go off, so he died.
Okay. What caused the wounds on here?
It was the grav gun and the sergeant.
Okay. Okay, I've dropped to 6 wounds there. Some damage coming through. So the banner helping out. Marines firing their last of their rounds before they were electrocuted. There, but they've gone. Tactical squad number?
5.
Is no more. They're gone. Their smouldering, smoking bodies lay limp at the bottom of the trenches just there. But behind them, the true Space Marines, the Primaris Space Marines, stand ready to defend humanity against the Xenos filth. We'll go now on to shooting phase next for the Tyranids. Pretty buoyant at the moment. Hive Fleet Behemoth closing in for the kill. Alright, so we'll start with him again. He's on a damage bracket though. I was going to fire up here, but it's probably worth firing across here instead. Lean 5s. Oh, we get 2 hits. Oh, we don't wound. Come on, reroll. It does wound. So -3. James need to make a save here of 6+. So James just removing one of my command dice, or command points. No.
Spend a command point. No.
D6 damage. 2. So it's down to 3 left. We'll fire again, same target. 2 hits again. 2 wounds this time. 2 saves of 6. I was this big trouble. 2d6 damage. Ouch, 2d6 damage. Long gone. Alright, see if you explode. No, alright, so wrecked. So we'll leave the model there just for visual purposes, but we'll remove it if we need to for line of sight and movement and so on. Okay, so not too bad. Exocrine. Now that's remains stationary. That might be a better unit to fire against one of these flyers. Yeah, it's going to fire the Exocrine now, and we are going to go after the flyer. Need the 3s to hit -1, so 4s. One's gone on the floor, so we'll just reroll this one. Yep. 4s to wound. Ooh. This is good here. This is actually very good. We've played Pathogenic Slime stratagem, and so we'll be +1 to all of our damage results here against James. So he's going to roll up some saves. Doesn't look like he's made any here.
No.
That's actually, sorry to say, that's 9 damage coming through.
14.
So 5 wounds left. Ouch, flyer's been hit hard here. So we'll fire at you again for good measure. Needing 4s. Big bonus for staying still. 2 wounds do come through. You save 1, you needed to. Drop another 3 damage down to 2 wounds left here. Yeah, it's crippled now. Smoke beginning to billow from this thing as this huge cannon rounds hitting the side of the Storm Raven as it flies by. In which case, Carnifexes may as well have a go at trying to finish you off. This one, D3 shots. 3 shots here, needing 4s. With our enhanced senses, look at that 333, missed. The other one will fire as well. 1 shot needing a 4. Yes. Yes. And a save required here, as there's trouble. 4, no. And it's a straight. Oh, straight 3 damage otherwise. Doesn't regain it. And save required. No. Storm Raven gone. See if you explode. James is going to see if he explodes.
It does.
It does. Oh, great.
Dreadnought inside for all.
Can you imagine it crashing into the bone and exoskeleton of these monstrous creatures here? Right, so you've used up a reroll. On a 1, the Dreadnought would die. James has rolled a 1.
And that was the Dreadnought.
If you want to turn around and smash your head against the wall, you can. If you want to here, Dreadnought. Oh dear, what a real mess here. I really think that's the rules. If you roll a 1, the model's slain.
Yeah.
And you couldn't re-roll it. No, it's gone. Dreadnought destroyed. Ouch. I've never seen that happen before. It's all gone belly up here. James.
No, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
If the Dreadnought is slain, does it explode? And roll a 6 or further?
Oh.
3.
You didn't get to deploy, so I don't think so.
Yeah, we'll do it as that.
We'll do it. I think that's how we're going to play it. Okay, we'll check the rules here to make sure we've got it right. We'll do the best we can to get the rules correct here, and then we'll sort out this mess. Okay, so we've put the Dreadnought there because we've checked the rules, the wording of it, and there's the 6th of these rolls. He has exploded, typical. So detonating here, then you can imagine as it crashes. Right, okay, James has got a movie playing inside his brain at the moment here, just imagining what's taking place. So imagine this crashing here, the Dreadnought rolls along the ground and then detonates as well, like a big exploding blue ball of fire. Anyway, so what it's a D3 mortal wound is going to come from this within 6 inches, then within
3 inches.
3 inches is D3. Okay, D3 mortal wounds, D3. So double D3 damage. He's deployed it there. The way the wording says is you deploy the units and then you roll for them. He then rolls for it. He's got the 6, so it detonates. There's no other models inside.
No.
Not like squigs that can detonate. All right. So we're going to figure out double D3 damage around this whole area here. Might see a couple of these Carnifexes. No, unless you're rolling 5 and 5. The only one that has a chance of dying is that one, but you're going to cause trouble here. All right. Okay. So, dear me, 3 casualties here. 3 casualties here for the, or 2 casualties here for the Gaunts. Carnifex that was there, I think it was the one I was about to shoot, died. This one's down to 2 wounds, 2 wounds, 3 wounds, 6 wounds left here. So Carnifexes, a lot of them remaining alive, but they've been severely knocked right down here fired the exploding Stormraven gunship. So Tyranid, you can imagine it crashing and burning, the Dreadnought rolling out and detonating as well. Horrendous explosion taking place here on this Tyranid left-hand flank. So happy to bring it down though, but it's been quite costly here. It's crashed in amongst the Tyranid monstrous creatures. We'll press on with the rest of the shooting here for the Tyranids on turn 2. Alright, so rest of the shooting phase complete here. Put a couple of wounds on this Vindicator. That was damage coming through, there's 3 wounds actually, from the Venom Cannon, yes, just there, okay. We fired, these are Screamer Killers, they fired but struggled to get any hits. One of them firing up here, they made an assault move, so they were harder to get their hits. Then firing from these here, firing through as well, all going after this struggle to cause any damage. Then we fired the double Devourers from the Winged Hive Tyrant, put a couple of wounds, 9 wounds, 1 wound, 9 wounds left on the Whirlwind just over there. Draw Cannon failed to do any damage, Tentaclids failed to hit and wound just over there, and then we offloaded our Biopulse attacks, and James is 2 up. Cover save holding.
Free up arm is -1.
Free up arm -1, but then the cover save pushing him back up to 3+ or 2+. So that's shooting phase done. Again, not that amazing from the Tyranids, apart from this spectacular display over here. So we'll go on to assaults now. Hive Fleet Behemoth, reroll charges across the board. We may well see some combats taking place as we go on to the assault phase next. We'll roll up some charges and some Overwatch next. Alright, so assaults here for the Tyranids, multiple charges making it in. There is another faction that would hold the Tyranids back better than the Ultramarines, and that's the Tau.
You mock.
I think the Tau would do quite well.
Sons of Guilliman.
Oh, right, okay. We'd have to do that one day. A Tau gun line. That would,
Apocalypse.
yes, that would be and let them fight against the Tyranids. That would be. That would be something to behold. But anyway, it's Ultramarines here fighting for their lives here at the moment. Tyranids having success with charges because of the rerolls here. Raveners have made it in. The Razorback's been contacted, and then 2 units of 3 Raveners making it in against the Tactical Marines. 1 casualty taken on the unit on the left-hand side. Gene Stealers. These units have failed to charge. The Raveners failed to make it in. But Gene Stealers pouring in. We only targeted just this Vindicator here. But we will be able to make piling moves against perhaps the Primaris Marines. So good success there. Good to see the Gene Stealers breaking into the compound. Across here, the Tangle Ys, there's Tangle Y around here. We've used that as the appropriate rules, halving the charge distances, and so that has held these Gene Stealers back. These didn't stand a chance of making it in. These had a fair chance because of the Tangle Y. They have failed to make it into contact, so that part of the defence network helping to hold the Gene Stealers back for now. We didn't charge the Winged Hive Tyrant. He's not that effective after losing his Scything Talons, or Monstrous Scything Talons. Then the Hive Crone here, I've just moved it in, we forgot to push that in there, and James needs to do some Overwatch for that, so he'll work that out at the moment. Then down here, double Trigon charging in. This one's taken a wound from Overwatch. This was the first to go in, but both of those have crashed into those Tactical Marines, along with a Lictor as well, charged far enough. These 2 here failed to make it in. So, Flyers then cause trouble on turn 1. Now Deep Strikers arriving, especially in the form of the Raveners and Trigons on the flanks, are now starting to try and fold around the edges of this Ultramarine battle line here. Okay, James does have reserves though still. Remember the Inceptors and Bikers nicely painted up and ready to rumble here. See where James brings them on. Things looking a bit overwhelming here at this stage, and if the Tyranids do well in close combat, there will be trouble. We'll let James resolve his Overwatch here, and then we'll come to some combat resolutions next. Alright, so starting here, Trigon Prime in 3s, and we can reroll 1s with the double Monstrous Scything Talons, massive Scything Talons. They've all hit. Ouch. 3s to wound here. Oh. 6 saves of 6 here to try and keep these Tactical Marines alive. They are being cut to pieces here by these vengeful Raveners, or Trigon Prime and Trigon here.
Save none.
Save none. Oh no. 6 of the squad hacked down. We'll do the other Trigon then.
Hold on.
3s to hit.
Hold on.
Oh, James may interrupt play here. Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, we'll keep this roll because James is going to interrupt across the other side of the table, so it's not going to make any impact over here. So we'll just carry on with this. 3s. They all do. So 6 saves of 6+. This squad's going to be wiped out here. The idea was to try and clear them. Notes they're gone. They were dealt with very quickly. Double Trigon is a nasty combination. So that's that tactical squad gone. We'll make some consolidation moves here as well. James is now going to interrupt play before the Tyranids get to fight any further. All the way up the other end of the table here. Got a feeling he wants the tactical squad to try and fight against the Raveners. We'll resolve that combat next. Okay, so James interrupting play here actually did well. Brought down one of the Raveners, putting a wound on another. We've resolved that combat, bringing down 3 of the Marines from that squad. And then the consolidation moves have been made. Then across here, the Raveners took no damage. They caused a wound on the Razorback. That's it. So you only start with 10 wounds on a Razorback?
Yes.
Okay.
Took it down to 9.
That's fine. That's all right. I just wondering if you start on 11. We haven't resolved this one. Ready to roll some dice for this attack here. Consolidation or piling moves have been made. So making contact with a couple of the Gene Stealers against the Vindicator just there. They're making contact will not be allowed to fight against the Primaris Marines just up there. So we've resolved the Crone. It did no damage and took 2 wounds in return. And then we've since done our consolidation moves into here. James has fought back here with the 2 Predators. And, oh, James, look at this. He's spinning the champion. Yes, will single-handedly bring all these down. Yes. Oh, dear. Bravery. You can't fault them for bravery. But there's a bit of a panic. I think James is remaining very cool here at this stage, but Tyranid is certainly starting to break in at different points along the battlefield here. But Predators have been contacted. That was the plan, to prevent them from firing next turn. So big trouble on that flank, trouble on this flank. We'll see if we can break one of these Vindicators here. So 14 Gene Stealers attacking times 3, so it's all of these dice just here. In 3s, Broodlord's not nearby. So we'll just take away the misses, which is there's quite a few. Alright, so 6s now is good. It's hardly any. Oh, your toughness 8. Oh, so you are rock solid. Usually 5s against a vehicle, but all of those don't count. They do bypass the armour though, -4, so they go straight through, causing 2 wounds. But that Vindicator survived there, and it's survived very, very well indeed. Gonna need something a bit heavier caliber to smash that thing open. So yeah, James can attack back with both. He can roll both together, so he'll get 6 attacks in 6s. Gets 1. 3s for a wound.
No, not doing 12. There's a wound.
Wound comes through. 5+. Ooh, got out of the way there. He dodged. And then over here, Primaris Marines will be 11 attacks with those 5, including the Sergeant. Each Gene Stealer that's brought down will help. It's just a case of chipping away. This is the last of the combats here. 3s for hits.
Because on 12 of the Primarch.
Okay.
So these are hits.
4s to wound.
4s to wound.
See a small Primaris squad who can still give out a nice number of attacks. Just the 2. 2 saves of 5+, see if James can kill any of these. Kills one of them. Alright, so one of the Gene Stealers destroyed. Alright, so one of the Gene Stealers removed, and that marks the end of combats here. So vehicles in trouble this turn, not necessarily being destroyed, but being silenced here. These 2 Vindicators will not be able to shoot. Neither will the Razorback, even if they pull out of combat. And then around the other side, 2 Predators will not be able to shoot either. So vehicles being contacted, that's a critical result here for the Tyranids that will reduce the Ultramarine firepower down. We do have an overwhelming plan here, and I'm going to ask James to leave the room, and we'll have a little chat about it here just for a moment. So just before we go on to the next turn here for the Ultramarines. Yeah, so we're happy with the scenario here. The Tyranids have had some distance. We reckon it would have been unfair if they had deployed 12, so we've made them come on right from the edge, and then a decent no man's land distance here as well. The points values are the same, and then we reckon the chances of getting sixes and bringing on infantry squads from the back is equalled out by the bunker systems that James has access to, the automated defence systems as well, and the fact that he holds all of the objectives here. So I reckon the game is quite even. But Tyranids, we've seen in a number of the Apocalypse games, have been difficult to withstand when they attack in such huge numbers. It really is a challenge to whatever army takes them on. Ultramarines struggling here. So the plan, and let's see if we can do it here, we are going to go after Guilliman. So this is the idea. We're going to try and wrap around both of the flanks, so you can see that taking place here, just in this flank over there, and then on the left hand side starting to wrap around there as well. Then we're going to try and punch through the middle with the Gene Stealers and clear away everything except Guilliman, just to leave him as he is. And then once all resistance is cleared, we'll either pile into combat or we can smite him to death with multiple smites. It's a cruel way to deal with a Primarch, but I think that's the mechanism that the Tyranids are going to try and use. Smite will be helpful here, available especially from the Hive Tyrant as he closes in. May well get to fight it out in combat with Guilliman himself, and then these Broodlords here, Smite to be delivered by them. There's another Broodlord here and a Broodlord over here as well, and if these converge and deliver Smite, it has to be the closest model, so we need to clear away all resistance around Guilliman, stripping away all the troops, any bodyguards that may be nearby, and then deal finally and ultimately with the Primarch himself. That's the overall big plan. If we do that, we'll simultaneously clear most of these objectives as well. Will the Primarch stand or will he fall? That's the plan the Tyranids have. We'll see if the Ultramarines can resist it and see if James susses what the plan may be. So James is back, unaware of what's been said. We'll go on to the second turn now for the Ultramarines as they desperately fight to try and keep the Tyranids at bay. It looks difficult here. Tyranids already starting to break in, but James now has his turn to resist and probably bring on his reserves as well to try and keep the Tyranids back. We'll go on to the second turn now for the Ultramarines. Alright, so we're on move. Oh, right, okay. Right, the movie in James's mind continues here. So Assault Marines jumping up and over. Nice counter-attack. I was wondering what you'd be able to do about this. But Assault Marines being committed here to drive back the Gene Stealers. I forgot they were there. They were hidden behind the bunker. Librarians on the move. Okay, interesting choices to make. Guilliman's refusing to budge. He's not moving. Oh, he might be on the move. I wonder what he's going to do. Is he going to try and commit into... Oh, he's going after... Oh, just crushed the librarian there. He's going after the Genestealers by the looks of it. So Guilliman is on the move here with the banner following along. So shifting to the Tyranids left. So a good response. Good tactical reserve there. Being used to try and keep the Tyranids back. So other movement. The two Vindicators have fallen back to there. Just trying to pull away as fast as they can from... Oh, you can go 12, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, so they've pulled right the way back. They haven't advanced and not be able to shoot, but they've pulled right out of combat there. And also the Primaris Marines pulling back. So you can still fire...
Yeah, because of Ultramarines chapter tactics, it's -1.
Right.
You pull out combat, still shoot.
Good, perfect. Perfect for this scenario here. Right, okay, Guilliman, yeah, brilliant bonuses he offers. Okay, so it looks like James is getting organised here in the centre, and he's got the rest of the Marines to sort out across the table. Alright, so movement complete for the Ultramarines here on their second turn. James says that I have a plan, and then he says so does he. He's got his own plan, which you'll see here as we take a look at what's happened. So, Dreadnought's been dropped off, ready to pay a visit to Big Mama.
Wrecker time.
Wrecker time, okay. Then the Stormraven's pivoted and gone over here, and James has made sure that the closest model is the Hive Tyrant. Nice. So we had to fire down with some heavy firepower against that target. Then we saw the Assault Marines jumping up and over. They'll try and counter the Genestealers. What the Ultramarines can try and do now is if he is able, or if James is able to repulse the main attack and reduce this main line down, then infantry squads coming on will just be sort of random units arriving across the board. It won't be as strong an assault. The strength for the Tyranids at the moment is the amount of units that can hit all at once. The sort of ability to overwhelm the Ultramarines. If James can thin that out and it's just reserves coming on from the back, then it won't be such high an impact. The Tyranids are dangerous at the moment, but if James can reduce a number of powerful units down, such as the Genestealers, if they can be reduced down and forced to come back on here on the edge, they'll not be as potent as they are at the moment. So there is a chance for the Ultramarines to repulse the Tyranids, but it needs to be done soon. So pulling back from combat here with the two Predators. Company Champions moved across. He's just in there along with the Tech Marine to try and deal with these Tyranid units. Falling back from combat here. Rhinos remaining where they are. Remaining stationary as well with the two Whirlwinds. Hellblasters have moved to here. Primaris Marine line holding position. Guilliman shifted across along with the Librarian. And then over here, the Inceptors have landed. Perfect unit for offloading a ton of shots into the Genestealers just there. So a nice bit of support's arrived just here. And then the Bastion holds, no panic in this area. Then down here pulling out of combat with these. And the Bikers swarming around this unit of Raveners, ready to offload everything into them. And should be able to bring that unit down. James will be able to shoot with this tactical squad. So he might well be able to deal with the Raveners. If he can clear these away, then there is some distance between him and the Tyranids over there, so that will create time. So the key is to clear this out of the way, to clear these if you can, try and hold this back for as long as possible, and then if those threats are severely reduced, then the Ultramarines can bounce back here and look quite strong. But we'll see what James can do. He says he's going to try and cut the head off the snake as well by trying to take out the Hive Tyrant. That's the plan. We're going to Psychic Phase next. Okay, so Psychic Phase here, and Smite went off. Two Genestealers brought down. Then James tried to cast Null Zone to remove Invuln saves. That's why the Librarian was moved to that position, because any units of In6 lose their Invuln.
Oh, there's a command reroll.
Tried to command reroll and failed, crucially. It was actually Shadow in the Warp that cost that benefit there for the Tyranids that actually prevented James from activating that power. So that Psychic Phase is done, just the one Librarian there casting his 2 powers. We'll go on to Shooting Phase next for the Ultramarines on turn 2. Okay, so on Shooting Phase here, James is going to kick off with the Stormraven. He's going to offload all of the Hurricane Bolters into the Genestealers. This can come off, by the way. That was last turn. And then that was the Tremor Cannon effect. Yeah, no, it may come back again. Double Multi-Melter into the Hive Tyrant, and then the rockets and the plasma into these. And he's going to try and clear these away first to try and get a clear hit against the Hive Tyrant, because they will protect him. So
I'm going to supercharge with the plasma.
Plasma, yeah, okay.
2d3 shots. That's good. I will be supercharging. So 6 shots.
6 shots. This is good here.
I reroll ones because I'm in 12 with the Primarch. So that is
5 hits.
5 hits. That's strength 8, AP minus 3.
3's to wound.
And that's 8 damage.
8 damage. Right, these are 3 wounds at a time. So 2 can be removed.
And that's it.
And that's it, yes, it's all absorbed. So one of these things left. And James has 2 rockets to try and kill it. This is good firepower here. Stormraven gunships are excellent.
Rerolling ones because of the Primarch.
Yeah.
It's 2 hits.
Gets his 2 hits. This is it.
Strength 8, AP minus 3.
3's to wound. 2 2s. Ha!
Command reroll.
Oh, come on, reroll.
5 over regain.
Doesn't regain it. 3 plus, just a simple 3 plus. Gets it.
3 damage.
And minus?
3.
Oh, no save allowed there. 4 up save. Unit destroyed. Nice one, James. James's little plan is going well here. Double melter.
Yep.
You're not going to kill him,
I'm not gonna kill it, but I
but
want
you
to
could really hurt him. No, you're scaring him here. 2 shots then in 3s. All rerolls used up, but within range with Guilliman, so I get to reroll wounds. Reroll shots, which they both hit. 3's wounds. 1 wound goes through. You don't reroll wounds of 1.
No, not these.
A 4 plus invulner save actually that we get, and we save it. Ooh, so you're stripping away the bodyguard there, but the Hive Tyrant remains alive. We'll let James fire his double Hurricane Bolters into these Gene Stealers next. So 4 casualties in total here from the 2 Hurricane Bolters. We'll press on here with the rest of the Ultramarine firepower on their second turn. Alright, so firepower continues here. You can see the Gene Stealers have been removed. The entire unit has gone. That was firepower from Guilliman coming through, and also the Inceptors causing horrific casualties with their firepower. Brilliant unit to bring down from reserve to clear away that Gene Stealer threat. So great looking models, and they have proved very, very useful here. A big Gene Stealer unit has been deleted. This is the key here. That'll force them to come back on way at this edge, effectively keeping them out of the game for a couple of turns. So yes, we get them back, but they won't be as big a threat because they'll be so far away. What else fight? It was a couple of bolter shots as well from the Devastator squad, finished off the last one. Okay, so that's that shooting. We'll press on here, see what else James can do.
No, he's going to go to the las cannon.
Las cannon. Right, a las cannon shot coming in here on a 2 plus. This is from the Devastator squad in their commanding position. 3's for a wound. Gets the wound. Might need a 6 to save here. No. D6 damage, a 5 plus, she'll kill this thing. It's a 1. Just the 1 wound. Alright, so 4 wounds left now on the Tyranifex. Missile launcher, yeah, it's going to fire across. 3 plus.
Reroll ones because thankfully.
Captain Akaran? Yeah.
A hit.
Just about gets his hit. 4's for a wound. No, because
No, reroll.
of toughness 8.
Yeah, found.
Okay. So well, James will fire the rest of the Devastator squad here, but he's trying to take out the Tyranifex here and failed. Right, Grav Cannon is going to go into... There's 2 wounds left on him, there's 3 wounds left on him.
Yeah, what about that one?
The front one, okay. Just having a look here, and we're looking to see if any of James's heavy firepower can bring down one of these monstrous creatures here. So you need...
5s to wound, rerolling 1s to wound because of the Lieutenant. That's 2 wounds, AP minus 3.
So 6s, none.
2d3 points of damage.
Okay.
Got 3 plus save.
Yeah, you should be able to do this.
Yeah.
Well done. Carnifex destroyed. You're keeping them back here, James. This is good. So then you've...
Plasma supercharging.
The plasma, yes, that was declared against here, yeah.
Just 1 shot. Needing 3. I hit you. Strength 8, toughness 7. That's a wound.
6. No, drop another 2. Okay, so drop down to 7 there on the Exocline. Alright, so this one's been picked on by the Lieutenant. If you pull this off with a stalker pattern, he's going to snipe here. Gets his hit.
5s to wound.
5's for a wound. Oh, he's got his wound. What's the minus on it?
AP minus 2, 2 damage.
5 up, we die. Oh god, this Lieutenant's picked off
Another one.
the Carnifex. Unbelievable. Very, very good. Stalker pattern bolt rifle there. Primaris Marines brought down. The Carnifex, it screams in agony and drops to the floor amongst the burning wreck of the Storm Raven gunship. So Rippers have lost a base here. That was firepower just coming in from the bolters on top. The spare Marines firing down. There was a wound already and 2 more wounds taken, so whole base of Rippers gone. Not bad here. This is a lot softer, this stuff. You've dealt with some of the key threats here, James, so that is good. Area looks clear here. Now if James can clear the Raveners out of the way, he will create a nice gap. So the weak flank looks to be stronger at this stage, thanks to some clever clearance work being done by the Ultramarines. So I was full of confidence here at the start of this game that we would just sweep over the Ultramarines, but all of a sudden, with some well-coordinated counter-fire and counter-attacks, the Ultramarines looking a lot stronger at this stage. Alright, so more firepower taking place. You can see the Raveners have been dealt with pretty effectively. 2 of them left just in that corner. The Bikers didn't quite have enough firepower to bring them down. The Melter missed, Plasma missed as well. But bolter fire coming through, bringing one of them down. And the Tactical Marines, help from the Rhinos as well, all firing through, has reduced the Raveners down. They're gone. So because there's heavy, there's grav cannon there, plasma gun, plasma pistol, flamer, bolters, crack grenade, all of those weapons helping to bring the Raveners down. So again, clearing this area pretty effectively. James now moving on to this area here, with the Dreadnought going to unleash some firepower into the Tervagon. So he's going to send 2 Hunter Killer missiles into the Exochrome. Interesting. 4s to hit, yeah. Double 4, yeah, 2 hits. Well done.
Strength 8.
1 wound comes through. Minus 2, so a 5 up save. Oh, we pass. Alright, so no damage there. Melter gun into the Trigon, or Tervagon. Doesn't wound, okay. And then he's got a heavy flamer to fire into here. Yeah, so 4 casualties taken there from the heavy flamer, and that looks like this flank has been resolved here. So moving into the middle of the table, Assault Marines to fire, Primaris battle line to fire as well as they tried to repulse the Tyranid attack in the centre. Alright, so more firepower coming in. Total of 6 wounds here on the Gene Stealers. That's firepower coming in from the Assault Marines, chucking grenades. 2 Gene Stealers were killed by a frag grenade from the Librarian here as well. James has just fired the Hellblasters here, and they have caused 8 wounds on him. We don't have a bodyguard. This is a chance for James to slay the Warlord here. So we should survive. 4+ invuln saves, no problem at all. Look at this Defiant. Hive Tyrant, he's blocked all of them. 4 wounds taken, so we dropped to 8 wounds left. It could have been a lot worse, but the invuln save helping out. Alright, so more firepower coming through. 4 Gene Stealers destroyed here. What was the name of the round? That was coming through from the Thunderfire Cannon.
Yeah, this one.
Across there. It's not the Tremor Shell this time, but we found some saves, some invuln saves, and another 4 casualties taken. Primaris Marines decided to fire against the Hive Tyrants. More wounds coming through. He's on 4 wounds left. He's still not been destroyed. Primaris Marine, or the regular Assault Marines firing through here. 6 casualties in total on the Gene Stealers just there.
Just regular Thunderfire shells.
Right, okay, regular Thunderfire shells. So, yeah, I think we've covered that already. Librarian's thrown a grenade down and killed 2. So, it's pretty much completed over here. One of the Whirlwinds fired 0 impact from that. It was firing at Gene Stealers. So, shooting over here now. James trying to clear up this flank. Perhaps more difficult. This double Trigon element causing trouble. Some wounds here were dropped. Yeah, it's Vengeance rounds. That was coming through from the other Whirlwind, just the one closest there, causing some trouble. So that's helping out. If James can at least destroy one of these, it would be good. So these 2 tanks have been silenced. This Predator here, did it move?
Hasn't moved.
Hasn't moved. So that one's available. James, of course, can split his fire if he wants to, or try and make a good job on just one of the Trigons here. We'll see. He's going to split. All right, we'll let him resolve his shooting now on this flank. Yeah, so firepower from here. James split his fire and has dropped some wounds on here. We're on 4 wounds now. 8 wounds on here. Another wound came through from a plasma shot coming from the Tech Marine just there. Okay, so that's where we're up to. So everything around here is resolved. It's firepower. A crack grenade was thrown by the company champion. We saved that on a 6. James was throwing it at this one here. So you've got Tyrannic War Veterans. You've got a las cannon first of all. It's this one just here. Who are you going to... Which one of these?
I'm going to take out that one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got 8 wounds, yeah, and try and bring.
Okay, yeah, this one will be on a damage bracket already.
5 ticks, so pulled out combat. And play the weapon.
No, okay. So he can resolve the shots of the rest of his tactical squad there, and then he's got Tyranid War Veterans, and then we're looking at pretty much the shooting finished other than the automated defence systems. Alright, so some more damage coming through. 2 more wounds from the Tyranid War Veterans, just there. And some wounds coming through against the Hive Cranes, dropped from 10 wounds down to 6. That was firepower coming from the tactical squad on top. Rhinos have already fired, and that's the shooting finished other than the automated systems. So we'll let James roll those up. That'll be the last of his firing done. Alright, so automated systems have fired. A further wound caused on the Hive Tyrant here. That was from one of the quad turrets at the back. And then this weapon system here caused 1 casualty in the end. James rolling a lot of 1s to wound against the gaunts. Has to fire against the closest target. And that's about it. These missed. So the rules for those, they have to fire at the closest targets. -1 against ground targets. Not being very effective firing at the Rippers here. That was the closest models for them. But +1 to hit. So even 4s to hit against units that can fly, such as the Winged Hive Tyrant. But not too effective there. A lot of the shots missing this round. That shooting phase finished. Overall, pretty impressive from the Ultramarines. They have done well, taking out a number of key targets that the Tyranids have. So that's shooting finished. We'll go now on to assaults. James does have some. The bikers over there will try and finish off the Raveners, and then the heroic assault marines will plunge headlong into the Genestealers to try and push them away from the main bunker. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. Right, so assaults have taken place. The company champion and the tech marine have gone into the Lictor to try and take him on. Then across here you can see the assault marines have made it into combat. I thought James was going to avoid the Broodlord here, but he hasn't. He's charged in with the sergeant who has the Thunder Hammer.
And a 5 up in one.
5+ Invan. Okay, so brave sergeant there goes into that combat. James keeping within 6 inches of Guilliman there for the bonuses for him. And then across here the bikers have swarmed around. The Raveners are going to try and finish them off. So that's the charges taking place. Oh, and across here as well. Dreadnought charging in against the Turvagon. So we'll get these combats resolved next. Right, so try and strike the Broodlord here. 2 attacks with the sergeant.
Yep, rerolling to hit in 6.
So 4s he needs.
Double 6.
×6, wow. Couldn't script that. Well done, Sergeant.
3s to wound.
3s to wound.
Both wounded.
2 wounds come through. Okay.
You've got to pass both of these, otherwise it's 6 damage.
Oh yes, we could die. Do we have lightning reflexes is the question. Oh, silly. Right, okay. Right, hold your sound effects right there. Come on, reroll. 5+. Oh, he's gone. Smashed by brave sergeant. Well done, James. Very, very good. All right, the rest of the attacks now against the Genestealers here. So 15 attacks with the regular Marines with their chainswords. One of them only with the flamer, so the odd number there. So 15 attacks in total. James will need 3s to hit.
Rerolling to hit because of the primer.
Ah, okay. Right, this is good stuff. It's an excellent dice roll. So a couple of misses.
Yeah. Ooh, got 1.
Okay. 4s for wounds. Surely not re-rolling wounds.
Of course.
Oh, wow. 4s for wounds then against toughness 4. And re-rollable. Genestealer's going to have to make loads of saves here. This is good. Loads of saves. 10 saves of 5+. We pass 3, so 7 Genestealers brought down. That's going to decimate that squad. Yeah, so a great result there. 5 of these Genestealers left. 4 of them for each of the squads have acid maws. James, we calculated and added the points in for those, so they should prove quite effective. But James has hammered that squad there. So an excellent counter-attack we've witnessed this turn. We'll let James press on with the rest of his close combats. He'll get these combats resolved. Oh, right, okay. We'll watch this champion at work here as he tries to take out the Lictor.
Are you a character?
I think so.
That's 3 rolls to hit.
Ah, okay, very good.
If you're a character.
Okay, just the 1 hit. We're not a character here with the Lictor, just infantry.
That's AP -3, 2 damage.
Whoa, okay, so you get 2 more wounds there to the Lictor. Yeah, so Lictors have 4 wounds. He's taken 3, so still alive. Tech Marine, just a correction there. He was meant to charge into the Trigon Prime. We did Overwatch, didn't get any hits. So James can attack with him as well. No, you won't. I'm going to interrupt you. I'm going to strike now. Right, silly tech marine. 3s for hits.
Minuses because you're damaged.
Oh yes, we are damaged. So we're on 4s, which are okay. Reroll this 1. We'll check our damage bracket. We've taken 6 wounds. I think we've fallen into the lower bracket. Yeah, so we're in the lower bracket here, so just take those away. 3s for wounds. 2 wounds come through, -3.
I've got 2 plus armor save.
Okay, so 5 ups. Ooh, past 1. Okay. So now James can fight here. We're just interrupting there. We've paid the 2 command points for that. So he's still alive. Still has 1 wound left.
Yeah, he's got 1 wound left.
1 wound left. Okay.
One of the attacks is going to be the servo arm.
Okay.
It's -1 to hit, and he needs a 4+, which he hits.
Ooh.
And it's strength ×2 to make it strength 8.
That's a 3. That's fine. So it does wound.
80 -2 is a flat 3 damage.
Ouch. Oh, we hold.
Six.
Not 6.
I've got a power axe, needing 3s to hit. So 1 hit, and strength 5, toughness 6. That's a wound, AP -2.
5 up. No.
1 damage.
1 damage, right, okay. So you drop to 5 here. Trigon remains alive. And it's hurt the tech marine here. He's taken some damage. It's almost been slain. So we'll continue on with the combat scene. Okay, just on the lictor there, rolled a 111. So I don't know what he's doing, but he's useless there against the champion. A little bit out of sync, but we're just rolling these up whilst we don't know what we're doing. Just want to lose track of things here. So that's that flank finished off. James planning to fight again, but the Gene Stealers will need to fight first because at the end of the fight phase, there's combats here to resolve, and then also in the corner against the Raveners. All right, so 4 attacks here.
It's unwieldy, so it's -1, but I have the Wrecker special, I have 2 close combat weapons.
Okay. There's a lot of wounds to try and get through. Seismic hammer is the weapon of choice.
So that's 2 hits.
Yep.
It is strength. I need 3s to wound.
3s to wound, yep.
And it's AP -4, 5 damage.
Oh, wow. Oh, not on a 2 and a 1.
And how many wounds you got left?
Got 12.
That's no point.
Oh. 5 damage is horrendous. It really is powerful.
No, I won't do it.
Right, okay, so that's it. No impact there at all. Okay, Trigon to get to fight back. It's not going to be too effective in close combat. And then over here, James's bikers need to fight as well. Alright, so James has attacked over there, and you can see there's just 1 Raven left on a wound. So we'll fight back with this one. 3 attacks needing 4s. 2 of them have hit. There's trouble now.
5 to wound, and toughness 5 with bike.
Oh no, we're here. Only 5s to wound. James is toughness 8. Toughness 8 Dreadnought.
Yep,
Well, there's 1. So just the 1 comes through. So James needs to make a save here. It's -3 actually. And no, okay, and then it's D6 damage. Whoa, 5 wounds taken on the Dreadnought. Nice. Big Mama's hit back hard. Yeah, so Raven over here did no damage, and then around here, a bit of a turn of events. So we let the Gene Stealers do their attacks, and as the Acid Maws cutting down the Marines just there, and then we played Adrenaline Surge. James having 3 models left, and then we finished the Assault Marines off there. Dazzling display there from the Gene Stealers. Just shows how deadly they are. So there's some around to do, but these units are all in Synapse range. I'm just wondering about the Ravener over there. He's out of range. Better roll his morale. We're not too... Bishop 5. Not too worried if we lose him. No, he rolled a 1. Okay, so he's passed. I think that's all the morale for the Tyranids. These are all auto passes around here for Synapse range. There's these. Synapse. This is a Synapse creature, so they'll be fine as well. Alright, so that is the turn finished here. Ultramarines have done well on this particular flank, clearing the Gene Stealers away and then clearing virtually all of the Tyranid presence in this area and not losing too much really. So looking pretty strong on this flank here. In the centre, they have caused trouble for the Tyranids, but is it enough is the big question. There's still some Gene Stealers left alive and a couple of Broodlords around as well. And on this flank, the Hormagaunts not too much of a threat, but over here 2 Trigons still remain alive just there could be enough to cause a lot of trouble for the Ultramarines on their left-hand flank. That's the turn finished. It's been impressive, I think, from both sides here in this game. Pretty evenly matched as well. The Tyranid line begins to thin, but still there's plenty of units left alive. We'll press on to their third turn coming up next as the assault continues. Okay, so movement done here for the Tyranids. The fight continues here in combat. These two holding position, getting ready to fire again. Gaunts moving up here. The larger unit, the smaller unit that was generated last turn has moved up as well. Then these have been generated from the Tervagon and have moved out to there. The Ravener's stuck, so he carries on the combat there against the bikes. We've had a Hive Crone turn up, it's moved on to here. Had some Raveners come back as well, they've landed just over 9 inches away from the Tactical Marines dead ahead. This Carnifex advanced, nice and far, rolled very well. That one with 2 wounds. This one's moved up as well, moving around this way. And then Tyranid's making a push in this direction. All of the front units here, the Rippers and also the Gaunts, all advancing. Making good progress. Warriors just behind, 1, 2, 3 units, and the Venomthrope shifting across to help out the infantry now. They're redundant as far as helping out monsters is concerned. The small unit of Gene Stealers that was here has moved round and clambered up and advanced to there. Double Broodlord now moving in towards Guilliman. The Hive Tyrant moves in towards Guilliman as well. This unit of Gene Stealers has made an advanced move. It was slowed by the Tanglewire, but it's made it to there, poised and ready to charge. The Gaunts, or Hommergaunts, have moved up 8, ready to charge. These have moved up 8 as well, Broodlord in amongst them. Another unit has moved. These have advanced, sweeping around this flank. Both the Lictors have moved forwards, potentially ready to charge. And then this Trigon on the right-hand side is able to charge. The melee continues here against the Tech Marine. And the Lictor fighting away against the Champion. Hive Crone moved up and over in this direction. And then the Hive Tyrant as well has jumped through a short distance just to the other side. Double unit Gene Stealers turned up to here, so they've done their advance move, but they are some distance behind now the main battle line, so not as much of a threat to James's lines. That's movement done. We had rolled up for other monsters and flyers, but didn't roll any other 6s for any other units turning up. It's just the regular infantry units being formed and coming back into play. So, movement done. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. Chance for the Tyranids to cause some trouble, especially in this area. Okay, so Psychic Phase finished. Not as devastating as we were hoping. The Hive Tyrant here failed with Smite. It needed a very high roll because we were using loads of Smite here. So the first one that came through was from... it was Psychic Scream that came through here and put a mortal wound on the Librarian. And then the first Smite that we activated, James...
You rolled an 8, but I rolled an 8.
8, Psychic Hood.
Psychic Hood.
Hood blocked it, yes, that blocked it. Then we failed again here. Then we failed again here. And then we perilled here. So something's gone wrong here for the Psychers of the Tyranids and took a mortal wound. So that's the Psychic Phase finished. A Catalyst actually was cast from the Winged Hive Tyrant onto the Warlord just there. So Psychic Phase finished. We'll see if shooting can be any better here for the Tyranids on turn 3. Alright, so shooting phase complete here. We fired the Pulse Burst and did no damage. Lictors fired and did no damage. There fired some Tentaclids and did no... we did a wound actually on the Whirlwind just on the far side. A mortal wound, yeah, from a Tentaclid wound coming through. Then the Draw Cannon did no damage against the Thunderfire Cannon. We fired across with the Winged Hive Tyrant at the damaged Whirlwind. It's down to 8 wounds in total now, so it has taken some damage, but still it's in pretty good shape. Then firepower here from the Hive Tyrant, firing at Librarian, no damage there with the Stranglethorn Cannon. Then the Stormraven Gunship is down to 2 wounds left. Deadly firepower coming through, especially from the Exocrine here, firing twice. Needing 4s to hit, still in a healthy damage bracket. James failing a number of saves, and it's been reduced down to 2 wounds left. Some damage also coming through from the Tyrannifex. So decent fire base here from these two monstrous creatures for the Tyranids. They have been a bane here for the Ultramarine flyers. This one's barely alive, flying along, belching smoke, and looks set to crash if James isn't careful. So Firepower here, we fired up some shots, we did move, so we're firing at -1 to hit. James's bunker save. In the end, he lost a couple of Marines from firepower, from the draw cannon, and then also from firepower from these assault weapons as well. Tentaclids missed there against the Razorback, and these firing through, didn't lose any Marines over there in the end. No, none at all. Those firing through just there.
Lost 2
and then these just all advancing. No further damage here against this, and that's it pretty much. So we'll go. Actually, it was a couple of Devastators brought down by hits coming through from there. The bioacid attacks, the range 18 attacks coming through. It's a nasty number of shots you can get with that, and it's AP -4, so helping to flush out some of the Marines from the bunker. That's shooting done for the Tyranids. Not too bad. The chance now for them in assaults to take on some of these Ultramarine units and try and make progress in this bunker assault, especially around here. We'll see how well the Gene Stealers can mesh through the opposing forces. Both sides now starting to run out of command points. James is down to 6, Tyranids down to 5. We've ploughed our way through a good number of them, putting them to good use. Both sides have been using a lot of rerolls and some stratagems being used. Starting to run low now on stratagems. We'll go on to combat resolution. Charges and Overwatch first. Alright, so charges taking place here across the board. We have made it into combat just here against the Predator. No damage taken, a few hits were received and wounds coming through. We made some saves there with the Hive Crone. It's made into contact there against the Thunderfire Cannon. Both the Lictors have made it in, taking no damage against the Tyrannic War Veterans. Then here the Broodlords made it in. First of all went in the Hormagaunts. They took 2 casualties, but they've made it into contact there against the Marines. Lieutenant has heroically intervened and joined in that combat. Broodlord charging up as well, so a big smash up here on top of the firebase. Then here, I forgot to move them up. The Hormagaunts have made it in, taking no damage from Overwatch against this squad of Intercessors. Around here, the Winged Hive Tyrants down to 3 wounds left. There, oh no, he took no damage actually. He passed all of his saves there against the Whirlwind. And then across here, 3 Gene Stealers were brought down from the Hellblasters as they fired. Then it's the showdown that we've all been looking forward to here. The Hive Tyrant charging in against the Librarian. Guilliman wouldn't stand for that, and so has heroically intervened here on top of his bunker, which he will not surrender. 2 casualties taken here on these Gene Stealers as they tried to charge in against the Intercessors there. Broodlord, the one that was here, charged in successfully, but Guilliman rolled a load of hits with his Overwatch, and then we failed a load of invuln saves, and one of the 6 damage here, one of the best bits of Overwatch we've seen. So one Broodlord gone. The second one tried to charge and actually failed, and then took 2 wounds from Guilliman as well. So he's proven to be a real hero here on top of the bunker, inspiring his Ultramarine brethren. Then round here, just to mention shooting phase, I don't think I covered it, but the damage, the shots fired through from this acid attack came through and took out Inceptors just over there, 3 wounds caused. Other charges taking place that's about it. No, just an ongoing melee over here. So a real focus on this spot just here. Who will prevail in this epic fight? Tyranids have the advantage. They have charged first, but it takes a lot of effort to bring Roboute Guilliman down. We'll see how well the Tyranids do. I know which combat I'm going to pick first, that's for sure. So we'll let the Hive Tyrant fight first. So we are a bit outclassed here, and I can't even fight against Guilliman because he heroically intervened. So we're going to have to fight against the Librarian with 5 attacks in total. Get an extra attack for the monstrous Bone Sword in 2s. Oh, 3s to wound. Yeah, 2 wounds to get through. It's the fight phase here. No, we'll leave it at that. So, do you have an invuln save?
No, I have just 6
armor. 6 up armor save then. 2 of these come through. He needs to pass 1. He has passed 1. He's already on a wound though. Yes, so how many wounds does the Librarian have?
4.
Right, he is gone then. Because of
3 plus he immediately gets to fight because you're in 6
of the banner. Yes, okay, see if he can be a hero here.
Yes.
He does get to fight.
It's a single attack with his Force Stave.
Okay.
2s to hit. Reroll. I've got 2 anyway. And it's Strength 6, AP -1, D3 damage.
Okay, we're toughness 7.
That's
5s.
Rerolls to wound in 6. He does wound. Got the 6.
It's -1. So go to 4+ invuln save, which we fail. Yeah, we're going to try and keep him alive. We're going to roll a reroll here, which we fail again. So another command point gone. We've got 3 left.
D3 points of damage.
It's D3 points of damage. We've got 8 wounds here. James is going to knock off.
On the Primarch.
Oh, he rolls a 5, so we're down to 5. Ouch. So that pesky librarian can disappear, finally. He's done well though, freshly painted up. James will be glad that he did something. He's been helpful, denying powers and using psychic abilities just there. Oh. I'll just try and balance Guilliman like so. Oh, his head's loose. There we go. So, limited command points. Are you going to interrupt now? I've done my combat. Are you going to interrupt somewhere else across the board? Just being a polite here to see if James wants to fight somewhere. It's difficult here. The odds stacked against a number of these Marine and Primaris Marine units. Alright, so James heroically intervened. We'll get these combats resolved here across the board, and we'll see what kind of damage has been done by both sides. Okay, so combat's resolved here. We put a couple of wounds on Kronos. He's down to 8, but he's not been destroyed. And then across here, before, just in the order of, we've done all the charges first, then we did these ongoing combats. James put some more wounds on this Trigon Prime, down to 2 wounds left, but then we killed the Tech Marine. He's gone. The company champion destroyed the Lictor and then has consolidated or piled in to the Trigon Prime just there. They lost a ton of gaunts, 11 of them slain here. Lieutenant, Tactical Marines, yeah, Lieutenant killing 4 of them. Regular Tactical Marines bringing loads down. Broodlord killed a number, 3 of the Space Marines just here. And then the gaunts struggling to cause any damage. Put a wound actually on the Rhino. So then up here, this Intercessor squad just failing a load of saves here. Tons of saves they had to make just with the sheer weight of numbers. They did kill 6 of the Hormagaunts, but they took casualties in return. 3 of them brought down 1 on wounds. There's just 2 of them left in that squad. The Whirlwind actually put a wound in close combat against the Hive Tyrant. And then across here, James is now down to just the Sergeant left for the Hellblasters. And then the Banner's taken 2 wounds, but still alive. And across here, we're still waiting for Guilliman to fight. It's the last bit of combat to do. James wiped out the Gene Stealers just up here. His squad's taken 2 casualties in total, and 1 of them's on a wound. Then the Ravener was destroyed. James still can consolidate with those bikes if he wishes. And then across here, 10 wounds dealt out here by the Dreadnought, and then we did no hits in return. So quite a turnaround there. A deadly amount of damage coming through from that seismic hammer. So here we go then. Guilliman, show us what you can do. There's 7 wounds left on him. There was 5, but we recovered 2 with Catalyst, remembering to ignore wounds coming through on a 5+. Is it enough to protect this Hive Tyrant? It does have a 4+ invuln save. I think Guilliman's able to do mortal wounds here. So
2's to hit.
2's hits.
Rerolling to hit. Go to the Primarch. All hit.
God, this is what happens when you take on a Primarch.
Strength 6, AP -4. Any roll of 6 is D3 mortal wounds in addition.
Okay.
So you take D3 mortal wounds.
Yes.
So you take 1 mortal wound.
Okay.
And then I re-roll with 2. That's 5 saves of AP -4.
So what's the strength then?
8.
8. All right. Okay. So it's freeze to wound. So 5 saves of invuln.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's 9 damage.
Oh. Okay. So total of 9 damage, or is it 9 plus the mortal wound?
9 damage plus the mortal wound.
10. Okay, we've got 7 left. This is where Catalyst might help us out here. Five pluses. Does help. It means we take 6 wounds instead of 10. It keeps us alive. 1 wound remaining. Okay. 1 wound left on the Hive Tyrant. Yeah, so the Hive Tyrant remains alive. I don't think it's going to last too long. So what I'm going to do, I've just played the last 3 command points here for a stratagem. We're going to fight again with these Gene Stealers. We're going to try and take out the Banner and bring that down and shred it with our Rending Claws. Just to humiliate the Ultramarines and try and finish off the last of the Hellblasters as well. So roll that up next. Yeah, so combat resolved here. I think it was worth playing that card. The Banner's gone, and so is the last of the Hellblasters just there. And then we've swung around 3 inches, behind Guilliman here, fighting for his life. He's virtually slain the Hive Tyrant, but not quite enough, and Genestealer's sneaking up behind him here in this fight. Right, so the aim was to try and clear these Primaris Marines out of the way. The Tyranids have done that quite well, but as far as delivering the killing blow to Guilliman, they failed here. There's not a wound on him yet, and he's quite happily fighting away at anyone that comes against him. He's slain one Broodlord, he's half killed another one, and then virtually killed the Warlord here for the Tyranids as well. The Hive Tyrant's about to fall and die here. So Guilliman, truly a true hero he is. And look at the Tyranids here. These are just Hormagaunts. They're not that much of a threat. No, this is pretty good results here. Genestealers have been thinned out. Yes, reinforcements have arrived, but they're way back here. And then there's a large lump moving through, but James does have the firepower to cause trouble. And across here, James looking strong as well. So Ultramarines looking good. Combats are finished. That's the end of the third turn for the Tyranids. They have held themselves against the Ultramarines here. I was expecting just to wash over the top of this Ultramarine defence like a great red wave, but it hasn't quite worked out that way. Guilliman, leading from the front now, is helping to repel this Tyranid attack. We'll go now onto the third turn for the Ultramarines. Alright, so movement done for the Ultramarines here on turn 3. Dreadnought pulling out of combat. Here, James says he wants to shoot. So you're able to do that. That's Ultramarines tactic.
Yeah, it applies to Dreadnoughts, bikes, and infantry.
Right, okay. So you can see why he's done that. He wants to fire the Flamer, the Melter as well. So that's that movement done. The bikers have formed a screen here, getting ready to fire, potentially charge. Tactical squad surging ahead as well. So just moving ahead to get the efficient firepower from them. Vehicles holding position, ready to fire as well. James has kept the Tyranids away from them. Vindicators have now been freed up to shoot now. Devastators in their commanding position, ready to fire as well. Inceptors moving across. So boldness here on this flank as the Ultramarines try and drive the Tyranids back. Then across here, Guilliman preparing to charge and shoot. Can't you? I pulled out of combat. Interesting. Stands defiantly here instead. Inceptors moving across onto the objective. Primaris Marines moving on to objective number 2. So James is starting to try and prioritise the objectives now to cluster around them. Storm Ravens moved across to provide some fire support. And then pulling out of combat with the Whirlwind, just here. Rhinos pulling out of combat. The Tactical Squad and Lieutenant falling back as well, but still maintaining their position on top of objective number 1. It's getting to a desperate stage now in this battle. Pulling out of combat against the Hive Crone. Pulling away from combat as well, and with the Tyrannic War Veterans. So this Ultramarines doctrine, very helpful for pulling out of combat and being able to shoot. But the champion here, the company champion, happy to continue on in combat fighting against the wounded Trigon Prime. And then pulling out of combat here, James will not be able to shoot. When we consolidated in, we swung around and came within an inch of the Predator, so that one's not going to be able to shoot. Neither's Kronos. This one can though. Yes, so that one is now available, but they have been disrupted in this game with that Trigon attack. That is the movement done. No psychic phase now. We'll go straight on to shooting for the Ultramarines on turn 3. So we're just in the middle of shooting phase here, witnessing something pretty incredible actually. James's firepower is destroying one Tyranid target after the next. It looks like a lot of Tyranids left on the board here, but they're units that aren't worth very much here. So around here, a wound taken from the Tyrannic War Veteran, so down to 1 wound left on this Trigon Prime. It's virtually been killed. One of the Lictors has been destroyed. That was a las cannon shot coming down there. 3 casualties taken on the Hormagaunts just here. And then James hasn't fired the Storm Raven quite yet. 8 casualties taken here. That's fire from the Inceptors and the Primaris Marines. Then across here, the Broodlord that was here was slain by Guilliman, firepower from him. 4 casualties taken on the Genestealers, that was firepower from the Primaris Marines just here. And someone else shot at them.
I spent a command point for flak missile.
Yes, yeah, flak missile came across from here and took out the winged Hive Tyrant. He had 1 wound left. James got the mortal wound, got the hit, got the wound. Oh, got the hit. You just have to hit, don't you? It's D3 mortal wounds, yeah. So Hive Tyrant slain just there. So the winged Hive Tyrant collapses down dead. So now, Broodlord disappeared from here. So now look at the situation. Tyranids have nothing here. And apart from these reinforcements coming on, this is an empty zone. So it looks like, with Guilliman's help, the Ultramarines have cleared this area of the Tyranid threat. Yes, there's some Hormagaunts, but they're not much of a threat at all. Over here, James continued to fire. 6 wounds, got casualties coming in. That's 5 from them. The Vindicators haven't fired yet. A Carnifex has just been destroyed. That was firepower coming in from a plasma pistol and overcharge. Yeah, and then the Carnifex here was taken out.
That was by the Grav Cannon, Grav Amp.
Grav Cannon, Grav Amp firing down, Las Cannon firing through as well. So the firepower from the Ultramarines here is starting to mop up the Tyranids, much to our surprise, but James doing well. So we'll press some of his firepower here. So melter gun shot, 4+ for a hit here. No, that misses. Okay. D6 hits into one of these 2 units. It goes probably go for the front one. And there's a casualty just there. So 1 casualty caused. That's the Dreadnought done. Still got the Bikers to fire as well. So we'll press on here with the shooting, but it's going very well for the Ultramarines. Okay, so more shooting coming in here. The last Genestealer picked off by a Stormbolter fire from the Whirlwind just over there. Then it fired its main rounds down here, causing no casualties. And then the Venom Thropes have gone. That was combined firepower coming in from the 2 Vindicators over there. They're -1 to hit, but they blew them apart with the heavy firepower. And the Raveners have been destroyed. Combined firepower from the Bikers and the Tactical Squad as well, wiping them out. So across here, we've got a Tervagon with 1 wound. That's it. These are worth nothing. These aren't particularly strong. Just some warriors, but not that high impact units at all. And we've lost all the heavy gear from this across this entire sector. And again, here, apart from this Broodlord in the middle, it's just Hormagaunts along here. There's 2 Trigons, but look, 1 on 3 wounds, 1 on 1 wound left. Oh no. He hasn't fired yet. Oh no, right. I think I know where he's going to shoot. This could be spectacular if James brings both of these down. Right, so declare your shooting. I would say the rockets are going to be good against him because 1 success is a straight 3 damage, and then he's got plenty of other firepower available. Yeah. Okay.
Plasma.
Right, so 24 shots. This is going in against these to try and clear them out. They're not fully in cover, so we're going to get no cover here. This is Hurricane Bolters coming through.
5 to hit because of the damage.
Oh, yes, severely damaged, yes.
And that is
3. Get saves a 6. Actually, past 1. Alright, so 2 more killed from here, so put that to a 5. Remove them from play. And then
2 rockets.
2 rockets. Yes, this one's in combat, so he has to fire everything into the end one there. 3 wounds left. Does get a hit. 3's for a wound here. Come on, Jack. Oh, it goes through. What's the minus?
3.
6 up for a save. Oh, it's okay, save that one. Plasma now, 2d3 shots.
Multi-melter.
Wounds, 1 wound comes through. This is multi-melters. James has to fire down here, he's not in range.
Dead.
Oh, right, sorry. Yeah, okay, so that's 1 of those overkilled. Then.
I might as well supercharge.
Yep.
So, 2d3.
This is a number of shots, the plasma. Oh, 6 shots. Good stuff. Need 5s for hits here.
If I roll 1s, mortal wounds.
Do not get a double 1. Oh, God, a mortal wound taken.
Not enough to kill.
1 hit. So 1 wound left. And no wound. Failed. Alright, so that's that firepower done from the Stormraven gunship. Not too impressive from him, but it's so badly damaged and it's not been that effective. A little bit of shooting here. 2 shots from the twin las cannon. 1 hit comes through. That's the Razorback there at the back. And that's failed to wound. Alright, and no rerolls available. I've used up all my command points. I have none left. James has 3. So we've burnt through a lot of them here in this game. I think that shooting phase finished. Yep. Just look around to see if there's anything else. We fired the automated defence system. Some damage coming through from them. Hive Crane has been dropped down to 9 wounds now left in total for him. So it's been a shock here. Ultramarines. Oh, it's a plasma pistol. James just looking around for a few bits left to fire.
Real 1s to wound.
Okay, he's firing at someone. Faust to wound. Alright. And what was the target of that? The Hive Crane. Okay. Alright, so shooting phase finished, but it's been a bounce back here from the Ultramarines. They've steadied themselves. They've not really conceded any ground anywhere. And in fact, even starting to push ahead in places here. And the Tyranids, they're tired, severely thinned down, and key monstrous creatures and units have been entirely destroyed here. So Guilliman the pride of the Ultramarines here, the great Primarch, has steadied the line and is helping the Ultramarines on to securing the objectives and ultimately winning the game. This is looking very good. We'll go on to combats now, see if James has any fresh charges to make. Might be able to drive out the Tyranids even further from this defensive line. So charges, yes, the company veterans, just those 2 models there have charged in against the Hive Crone. We've done Overwatch and no damage taken, no wounds got through. Then here charging in, crushing charge is it called, no mortal wounds caused, but James has made it into combat there against the Rippers. And just the ongoing combat here with the company champion trying to pick up the last wound on the Trigon just over there. So that's the charges taking place, not too many. We'll go on to combat resolution next. Alright, so combat's resolved over here. James has actually lost one of the Inceptors, failing a number of saves, just with the sheer number of wounds coming through, but he managed to destroy a base there going first after charging. Then across here, we've knocked the Hive Crone down to 5 wounds left there with the Thunderhammer on the company veteran, and then the Hive Crone in return has destroyed the company veteran with the plasma gun. So it's all the combats apart from one. The company champion raises his sword here. He needs to get 1 wound to bring the Trigon Prime down. He hits very well. This is good.
5 to wound. For the Emperor! No.
Oh.
Spend a command point. Why not? Yeah.
Oh, he gets
5
it.
plus a regain. Yeah.
No. Oh, that's spectacular. 6 up. For the Hive Mind we hold. So we'll fight for another turn. In fact, we'll fight back here with 7 attacks.
Oh.
5s for hits,
Yes.
re-rolling 1s. Get 2, 3. 3 for wounds. They've all wounded.
Fire up into them.
I've got a feeling I'm going to kill you here. Dead.
Yeah.
Well done. And then we'll go closest enemy model, which is into the Predator just there. Alright, James is going to fight back here. Does get a hit. Surely not. No, you're not allowed to kill me. No.
You killed my champion, I kill you.
Oh, okay, failed. That was a scary moment. Just for that 1 wound remaining. Okay, so that's the combat's done. Yes. So we've got a bit of morale to resolve, and that'll be the turn finished. But I think the Tyranids are busted here. They have burnt themselves out as they've gone into this attack, so we may well have a conclusion to this game. Ultramarines looking strong all across the board, particularly strong on this flank. Yes, they've taken damage here, but the Tyranids have nothing left here other than these Gene Stealers moving up. And I think time's running out for them here. And then across here, the 2 Trigons remain, but they are severely damaged. And James will... He's still got plenty at his disposal here, but we'll work out some morale results here. Yeah, so auto pass across here for these Homogants, because the Broodlord being nearby. Auto pass down here for the Warriors, and then we fouled by 5, so 5 more casualties taken in the centre there for the Homogants, after the 8 casualties stacked on top of the 5 that we rolled for their morale. So that's the end of the turn here, and I reckon the end of the game, Tyranids I think have burnt themselves out, and Primarch's still alive, well and truly alive. He's not taking any wounds, and James looking strong on the objectives here. Yes, Tyranids have bodies here, but it's in the form of gaunts and Hormagaunts, and those kind of units are not going to break through this Space Marine defence. And besides that, even if they do quite well, Tyranid monstrous creatures that do turn up on 6s, they've got a long walk to try and break into this line. So it looks like the Ultramarines have held here. I think Tyranids are happy to concede at this stage. Still in shock, really. Wasn't expecting this. We're expecting a smite machine to blast through the centre here, and multiple Tyranid assaults just to cripple the Ultramarines here, but James has pulled back, held the Tyranids, blasted them away, and has kept them at bay. So it's been a fine display here from the Ultramarines. They have done their chapter proud. It's fair to say. But I was very, very surprised about this, but it's nice to see a strong result here coming through by the end of turn 3. It is the end of the day here for us as well. We've been at this game all morning, all afternoon, and into the evening, so we're finished as well. But it's good to see the battle reach quite a clear conclusion. So we'll see how many points each side has picked up. Some of the objectives are very firmly held by the Ultramarines. Others the Tyranids have come close to. So this one, strongly held. 3 points picked up by for this. This one here, very strongly held as well. So 6 points here for the Ultramarines. This one, uncontrolled, although it's sort of contested here. We'll leave it at that. So 0 points for either side. This one, we'll give it to the Tyranids with the Hormagaunts nearby. So 6-3 the score. Ultramarines strong on objective number 3, just down here. So 9-3. Then across here, it's troops, isn't it? Ultramarines have more models within 3 inches, even though they backed out of the combat. So 12-3 the score for holding that objective. So 12-3, slay the Warlord. 13-3, we slew the Banner.
Yep.
13-4. And then Captain Akaran, where is he?
Still alive.
Oh, he's very much alive, very safe. And then Guilliman is exposed here, but he's so rock solid. You'd say he's safe. He's not going to be brought down by Tyranid warriors and gaunts, that's for sure. Yeah, so 13-4 the final score. I think a clear victory here for the Ultramarines. You can imagine them...
Follow my crank!
Oh dear. I'll never live this down. I have to listen to this now.
Shall know no fear!
Okay, right. Ultramarines to the bitter end for James. Guilliman, as he is rock solid, it's been great to see him take part in an apocalypse battle. And we've...
Traitor.
Yeah, but I have to say this, when you have units like Guilliman, when they're in apocalypse games, it's fairer, it's fun, and it's fairer to have them in because we stood a good chance of taking him out. When you can gang up like 4 Broodlords, there's a chance of taking him down. But still, even in this epic fight where multiple units can try and converge on characters like Guilliman, still he has performed so very well. What a model to have in the heart of your Ultramarine force. But it's been great to see the Ultramarines banding together, standing their ground. James didn't panic at any stage in this game, kept a cool head, and the Ultramarines have done exceptionally well. There's a good turning point, sort of turn 2, starting to drive the Tyranids back, and the Ultramarines ultimately have achieved victory. So there it is, great battle, very enjoyable this one. Here's a classic, wanted to play a fluffy, classic
I'll try to make a fluffy...
Ultramarines, yeah, Ultramarines versus Tyranids. No allies for either side, just a pure chapter here with no help. A lot of the games we play for Apocalypse, it's usually some kind of allies combining together. But for this one, just a showcase here for James's Ultramarines, a chance for them to fight by themselves, led by their Primarch, and what a matchup we've seen here. Hope to play this one again. Tyranids, plenty of options for them to take on different factions here. I'd love to see them against the Tau, or the Orcs, the Imperial Fists, all sorts of options. So keep a lookout for more Apocalypse games on the channel. But in this battle report here, Roboute Guilliman has led the Ultramarines to victory against the Tyranids. Great game. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Right, so units of the game. Honourable mention for the Ultramarines for the Devastator squad. They were excellent up there. Yes, the Carnifex killing lieutenant there with his stalker pattern bolt rifle. Yeah, James has called him Lone Wolf, so he has a name as well. But how many? He picked off 2, didn't he?
Picked off 2.
Wow, that is cool. And then the Stormraven gunships as well. I know this one's... And the Dreadnought. I know this one's burning, but they were excellent fire support. In fact, they were part of the response from the Ultramarines that really helped to tip the game. This was a weakened flank until the Stormravens turned up, so that was good from them. But James is going to give it to Roboute Guilliman. It has to be. He was rock solid. What a presence in amongst your forces. The Tyranids pour in. Guilliman in the centre there steadied the army and took out one character after the next. So an excellent display from him. For the Tyranids, Gene Stealers were impressive. In combat, they're utterly deadly. I'm going to give it to the firebase here at the back. So the Tyranifex and the Exocrine, excellent firepower available from them. They help bring down the Stormraven gunship. They help take out some of the Ultramarine heavier gear. So I'm going to give it to those artillery pieces for the Tyranids. But that's units of the game for both sides.